Hello, everybody. Oh, sorry. Just getting myself organised. Oh dear, oh dear. So how is everybody? It's Linda Go Live Granny here, and I am live streaming on Sunday, the 13th of July, 2025. That's right, isn't it? So let's see. I am live. I can see I'm live because I've gone live on here. I can see that. Let's have a look and see. That's it. I can see that we are live. Oh, I've got a lot of sun. Sorry, the sun is streaming in, and I don't know how to stop that bit. You'll just have to have me with sunny bits shining in until the sun goes down. Sorry, folks. So let's see how everybody is. Are we cooking on gas? I don't know if we are. Let's see. I can see me on YouTube. I think that's you. Is that YouTube? Let's see. That's YouTube. Have I gone live on YouTube? Let's have a look. Let's see if I'm live on YouTube. Oh yes, I'm live on YouTube. There we go. So that's fine. Let's have a look. There we go. So let's see. Sorry, just making sure. I wish I had set another gadget. I have another gadget. I found my other gadget and now it's not working very well. So anyway, what sort of week has everybody had? I hope you've had a wonderful time. Dear oh dear. Now let's see where I put my coffee, because last week I kicked my drink over, didn't I? Let's have a look. Oh, it's down there. I'll find my coffee in a minute, folks. Right. So let's see. It has been an amazing week. That's what I've got up there. Let's see. Whoa. I've got the wrong thing on the screen over here. I'm trying to watch it on the computer as well as on here, and not sure. Let's have a look. Oh, yes, I can. Oh, sorry, I can do it on there. Let's see. Oh, so what? Hello, Bob. Nice to see you. What sort of day, what sort of week has anybody had? It's been an amazing week for me. Lots and lots of things going on. And I've been very busy. But then this weekend, I've stayed home and chilled because it was too hot. Anybody finding it too hot? Those of you here in the UK, are you finding it too hot? Because for me, it is too hot. Let's just go back and let's have a look. We've got some viewers coming in now. Sorry. Hang on, wait a minute. Sorry, folks. I'm getting distracted by the wrong things coming up on my screen. Let's have a look. Right. So do drop comments in if you're there. Let me know you're there. I know that Bob is there. I can see some other people coming in. Let's have a look. I tell you what, I'm going to tag some people. Oh, if I can. I don't know if I can. Can I tag them? Maybe. Let's have a look. Let's see. Anyway, I shall get on. You've loved this week. You've been on Bondi Beach. Oh, wow. That sounds lovely. Excellent. Well, have I been to the beach this week? Let me think. No, I've been around in Ryde. I was on the beach last week. I don't think I've been to the beach this week. I have been to Arrowton Barnes. I have been to the Pooh Museum in Ryde. Yes, would you believe it? I've been to the Chamber of Commerce Expo this week. I think Thursday I only went to Slimming World. I stayed home. You live in Sydney. Yes, I thought you must live in Sydney, Bob, if you're going to Bondi Beach. Anyway, you must be lucky, very nice, very lucky to have Bondi Beach for you to go on. We have I have Apley Beach. Apley Beach is here in Ryde, and it's wonderful. I love it, absolutely love it. So let's I'm just trying to, whoops, let's see, sorry, I'm tagging people. I'm trying to tag people. So let's see if we can get a few more viewers in. I think probably I was a bit late, and maybe people are too vegging out here. It's so hot here in the UK, Bob. You're used to it over there, but we're not used to it. And it's gone it's gone so high, the temperature. I don't cope well with it. So let's have a look. Right. So you're lucky. Right. So I'm just tagging. I'm tagging Deb. I'm going to try and tag Tracy. Let's see if she's around. You're lucky. What our beach? Our Ryde beach is lovely. It's sandy and it's very. Hello, Debs. It's very long and sandy. The beach here in Ryde, Apley Beach it is, and it's one of those beaches where when the tide goes out, it goes out for miles and miles, and we have wonderful sandy beach and little sandbanks and things, but we have to be careful when the tide comes in, because it makes little as the tide comes in, it makes little sandbanks, and there has been some fatalities on our beach a long time ago. We do have lifeguards there now, so hopefully that we don't. I think we've got a pretty good safety record at the moment, so that's fine. So I have a load of things to show you. I've got my this might look like I'm going to the Mardi Gras, which is what I did last Saturday and then told you about it on Sunday, didn't I? But these are not from the Mardi Gras. These are new acquisitions I got this week. I was given these. In fact, I was given one and then I asked for some more because I'm greedy. So I'll tell you, I'll go, from the beginning of the week, I think. So last Sunday, I had just been recovering, hadn't I, from... I've got to tag some more people, sorry, because we're not getting... I think they've all gone to sleep tonight. Let's see. Oh, there's Kath. Let's tag Kath, and let's tag Susan. Right. Okay. You're in. Just signal keeps dropping. Oh, that's a shame. I had a bad signal earlier today. I did a little live stream earlier because I'm expecting big shenanigans tomorrow. I'm traveling and I already know that I'm probably going to get a full refund, and I'll tell you all about that. Oh, Tracy's in. Lovely. Tracy, could you do some sharing? It saves me. I was trying to do the sharing and trying to talk at the same time, and you know me, I don't do that. I do multitask on some things, but obviously I'm not so good at multitasking on that. So if you could tag some people, Tracy, that would be amazing. So hope you've had a good week, Tracy. Have you had a good week, Debs? I've seen a bit of what you were doing, haven't I, Debs? I think we've chatted in the week. So, of course, I started my week. Last Sunday, Kath and John came to the island on Friday, and I saw them on Friday night. And then, if you remember, I was on that major task of trying to download all my live streams. And that was a pretty major task. And then at the end of it, I was losing the will to live. But finally, I think I got them all down, only for Facebook to send a notice and say, we've extended the time when you can download your videos. And they've extended it to sometime in August. So I didn't need to stay up all night last Saturday night into Sunday. However, it's done. It's done. No, if you're at your beach, you'll be able to look out for people. Whoops, hang on. Hang on, just a minute. You would be able to look out for people in the sea because you are a senior lifeguard all around the world. All right, excellent. That's jolly good, Bob. Well done. What a major thing. We do have we've got a lifeboat station in Ryde. We've also got a lifeguard lookout along our lovely, very long esplanade part way along, there's a cafe called the Big, I think it's called the Big Kahuna. It's changed names that many times, but I think it's called the Big Kahuna. And just by the Big Kahuna is a lifeguard lookout spot. So that's good. Tracy, thank you for tagging Jane and Richard and Andrew and Tina. Wonderful. You've had a lovely week. Thank you. Had a beautiful family wedding yesterday, which was lovely. Oh, that's good. And I hope you didn't roast. I hope the bride didn't roast too much. It was mega hot. I would love to have gone to the county show yesterday or today, but I know my limitations, and I knew that if I went to the county show, I wouldn't really enjoy it because I'd get far too hot and have to come home early. And of course, because it's a bus ride, well, it's two buses I'd have to get. I decided to stay home and keep chilled. And that's what I've done. And actually, I've done a huge amount of tidying in my flat. I am so impressed with myself. I'm unbelievably impressed with myself. This bit's not tidy, but the bedroom's lovely and tidy. And all other areas I've made nice and tidy. So I am well pleased with what I've done. So let's have a look at the next comments. They're not going up. Right, okay, that's lovely. Thank you. So yes, so I think I told you all about we went to Arreton Barnes, John and Kath and I. Next month you're going to go vacation for 2 weeks in London, so that is going to be good for me. It is, Bob, but you should have come to the Isle of Wight. Then we could have met up. When Hazel, so Hazel's in Australia, and when she comes into the broadcast, we could. No, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the time is in where she is in. I've forgotten whereabouts in Australia she is, but she was coming to the UK, and she was going to just go UK mainland, and this was before COVID. And she decided that she would divert and come and see us, so she'd planned to come to the Isle of Wight as well, and then COVID hit and she didn't make the journey at all, but she rescheduled her trip after COVID and she still included the Isle of Wight. So several of the Go Live Granny community met up. We went over to Ventnor because that was easier for Yvonne to be part of it. And so we went over there and we had a lovely time. So that was really nice. Tracy's saying it was hot. The service was in the church in Binstead, then afternoon and evening in Northwood House. Oh, I bet it was very, very nice over there. Did you manage to keep cool at the reception at Northwood House? Hopefully they had some fans on. I'm going to put my fan on. Look, this is not my biggest fan. Let's see. This is my little fan that my daughter bought in the middle of Lidl, and it's quite good. I'd actually charged it up, ready for travelling tomorrow on the train, but my other fan is in the other room, so I've decided to use this little fan on the table. Also, the other big fan, I think, makes too much whirring noise for the camera. I don't know. I hope this isn't distracting you folks. I hope that it's not too noisy, that one. So I've just got it there on the table, and it's just giving me a bit of cool air, but I will have to recharge it because I'm going travelling tomorrow. Absolutely, Bob. Do you want? I would love you to come to the Isle of Wight to have a meet up with next month when you go to London. Well, it would be amazing, Bob, if we could meet up. It's so nice when Go Live Granny community members do meet. I've met several here on the island, and then I'm linked up with Deb and Kath when I went up to see my son, and they were both in Cambridge. Kath, of course, used to live on the island, then she moved off. Deb's I know through my son, and of course we had a meet up there in Cambridgeshire. Excellent, Bob. Keep in touch and let's see what we can do. How long are you here for? In fact, it depends what time you're here, because I go to the mainland quite a bit. So that's the main part of the UK, what we call the mainland. On the island, we call it the North Island because we are a little tiny island at the bottom of the UK, just off the south coast. We talk about it going across the pond to the North Isle. We call the UK the North Isle. Bit of a funny one, that. Tracy's saying they were all in the garden at Northwood House. That was lovely. So you had a nice time. That's good. Right, let's see. It would be nice if you could, Bob, but I don't really want to put you out if you've got your plans made. Right, yes, you could. I don't know. whether you could sort some accommodation out, but it would be lovely to meet up. And maybe I could get some, you know, Tracy lives on the island, and Susan, when she comes into the broadcast, she lives on the island. Several people do live on the island, so maybe we could do a meet up with some of the Go Live Granny community. However, it depends when you're here, because sometimes I go to the mainland, and in September, is it September you're coming, or August? In September, or end of August, beginning of September is my birthday, and I know the family are going to do something, so I will be on the mainland for that. So we'll see. Keep in touch, Bob. Let's see what we can organise. That would be marvellous. So that's good. Let's see. Hi, Tina. Tina's in the house now. Oh, what about Steve? I wonder if Steve... Oh, you're coming in August. Oh, right. So I'm probably most likely to be on the island in August, unless it's the last week of August, and then I might be on the mainland, because if things go well with my son's house move, one of them, then I might be having my birthday party at their new house. But I won't go into any of the details of that, because we might jinx it. You're going, oh, the 12th to the 16th. Right, okay. Oh, that sounds like I'll probably be on the island then, Bob. Let's see. Let's see if we can arrange that. That would be good. Okie dokie. So let's have a look. So, right. So where did I get? I didn't get very far, did I? So let's have a look. Right. I'm going to just have a swig of my coffee, but I've got to lean down there, because last week, if you were watching last week, you will know that I managed to knock over my drinks of juice. So what I have done to ensure I don't knock my juice over this time, I've got my juice in sealed containers. Look, I've got juice here. I've got one half-filled one and a little one. These are the ones I carry in my handbag. So I've got those there sealed up. I've got a bottle of water sealed up, but I've got a cup of coffee, and it's down on the floor. So if you'll excuse me, I'll just dive down on the floor. I might move the camera over a bit, otherwise I might knock you when I dive down. Here we go. There we are. That's it. I've got my coffee. And if I drink my coffee, then I won't spill it, will I? Well, that's what she says here. So, as I say, it's been an amazing week, a very busy week. So after I broadcast to you last Sunday, oh, didn't we do a mega broadcast last Sunday? I don't promise you that I'm going to do a 5-hour live stream tonight. 5 hours we did live stream last time. Some of you came in late, but we stayed on, and you got like a, you know, quite a good stream. But I'm not going to do 5 hours. I'm traveling tomorrow. And I've got a shenanigan day of travel. Actually, why don't I tell you that bit first, since I've touched on it. I need some good rest tonight, because I am going back to my daughter's tomorrow. My grandson is playing Shrek in the end of school term production on Tuesday. So I've arranged to go back to my daughter's tomorrow. And I booked my train the other day, and today I booked my travel assist. Well, what a fat lot of good that's going to be. Shenanigans and refunds come to mind. So I was chatting to the lovely passenger assistant. She was called Dia, D-I-Y-A. And I said to her, I said last time when I went via Basingstoke, well, I couldn't go via Basingstoke because the lift was out of order, and so they redirected me. So when they put me on the train, where was I? Yes, so I was going, it was I think it was the Basingstoke lift was out. That's right, it was. They put me on a train. They said, do you mind going via Guildford? So this was at Portsmouth, I think. Must have been at Portsmouth and Southsea, because it's Portsmouth and Southsea, Basingstoke, Reading, and then my final destination in Wiltshire. And so I said I didn't mind, because I don't really like, I got stuck at Basingstoke once before when we didn't know the lift was out in advance, and the passenger assist was taking me to the lift, and then all of a sudden there were guys mending the lift, and there was no way we could go in the lift. Now the platform is up the stairs, or it's higher up, so it's a lift or it's stairs, and I had no option of a lift. So stairs it was. But on that day, hang on, so wait a minute, sorry Lynn, you have been watching your live streams the last few months because I got a new house. So you haven't, wait a minute, let's see who this is. I can't see. Oh, Bob. Oh, sorry. You haven't been watching the live streams last month because you got a new house and you're getting set in the new house. So that is why I have not been. It doesn't matter, Bob. This is not like school. You don't have to come in and attend every day, and you don't have to come in at the beginning and stay till the end. You just drop in as and when. It's very free and easy, and we're just grateful to have you here when you do drop in. I hope your house is, getting straight and sorted. So a lot to do when you get a new house, isn't there? So that's good. So anyway, back to tomorrow. Back to tomorrow. How can you go back to tomorrow? You have to go forward to tomorrow, don't you? I think so. As I say, on this previous occasion, when I got to Basingstoke and the lift was out, I was faced with a very steep staircase. Now, I can get up the stairs, but I can't get up the stairs with my trolley and my bags. It's not just a no-go. So what happened on that occasion was I had, if any of you see me pictures of me while I'm on the move traveling, you will see that I have my Navy Nora, which is my wheeled walker, which is also a seat, and on it I usually have several bags strapped on. Well, I've decided I've got to travel as light as possible tomorrow because it's not going to be an easy option. It's going to be challenging because hi Donna, nice to see you. I'm fine, just talking about tomorrow's shenanigans because I'm traveling and there's shenanigans going to happen. I know already there's shenanigans. So as I say, when I went to Basingstoke previously and the lift was out, we had to I think I had more bags strapped to Navy Nora than I'd ever had. So we had to unstrap all the bags, and then I had to walk up the very steep stairs, which took me a little while, and then the station staff had to bring all my bags up. Consequently, I missed the train because I didn't have much of a changeover time. Sometimes I only have a few minutes to get off one train, change platforms, and get on another train. But that there wasn't enough time, so that's what happened then. But this time, I said to the girl who was booking my passage. So I ring up to book passenger assist, which is I ring up to say I'm travelling tomorrow. Can somebody help me on and off the train? And then I tell them which journey I'm going, and then they know which stations I need to get on and off at, and where they need to book for somebody to put a ramp down to get me off the train and put a ramp on to get me up onto the next train. So it should be so simple, and when it works fine. When it doesn't work, it cocks up royally, and I think that's what's going to happen tomorrow. Not that I'm a pessimist or anything, but when I said to lovely Dia, who was the passenger assistant lady, I said, oh, last time that the lift was out at Basingstoke. She said it is out again. It was only 2 or 3 weeks ago. Have they not mended it, or has it gone wrong again? Just not good enough. Anyway, so then she said, oh, and the lift's out at Portsmouth and Southsea. This is not good. So now I should have time at Portsmouth and Southsea. I've got enough time between coming on the hover bus and getting onto the train to find, as long as there is somebody who will take my trolley upstairs and carry my luggage up, then I will be okay and I should catch the train. Not quite sure then when we get to Basingstoke how it will work, because I've only got a few minutes changeover time at Basingstoke. Then I should go from Basingstoke to Reading, where I have not been told that the lift is out. I think the lift is okay at Reading. Well, it is today. Maybe tomorrow it will be different. And then on the last stop where I get off, would you believe it? The lift's out there too. So I have a feeling that because Basingstoke's a quick changeover, I will miss the train. You'll have my unicorn headband. Could you get one when you come? I'll see if we can get one. Definitely, Bob. If you make the journey to see me, I'm sure I can find you a unicorn headband. And the reason I've got my unicorn on tonight is because I lost my unicorn headband and I didn't know where it was. But I did some major tidying up today and I found it, and I found some of my other head boppers and all those things. So I thought, right, I will put my unicorn on today. I want to be a unicorn. So here I am being a unicorn. And yes, I will see what I can do, Bob. You confirm when you're coming, and I'll see if I can get you a unicorn headband. I think, I think that's only fair if you make the journey to see me. So that's good. Right. So anyway, tomorrow, place your bets now, folks. Do you think I will arrive? I should be arriving just before 5:30. Well, I messaged my daughter and told her that the arrival time of my train, and then a bit later on she saw it and did the thumbs up, and then I had to message her and say, don't hold your breath, because I don't think I'm going to be with you at that time, because I'm sure I'm going to miss one of the trains, and then that means it means all the trains are out then, and what it means then is I have to fight for my my refund. So those of you who've been watching me any length of time, you know that if I'm late, I get a refund. Well, that's if I can prove that that I needed a refund, and sometimes that's challenging. So last time I went to my daughter's, I had a challenge, and what was the challenge? Oh yes, the challenge was that the lift was out at Basingstoke. So that when I got on the train, when I was getting on the train at Portsmouth and Southsea, I think it was, they said, do you mind changing at Guildford? I said no. I said if it means I don't have to have a lift that's broken, that's good. And apparently there was no lift to deal with at Guildford. So I said, right, I'll go to Guildford. So I went to Guildford, and there I had to change platforms, but there's a there's a ramp that goes down, so that was fine. But what they forgot to tell me was I needed to get a ramp up the other side, and it was a bit of a haul, and nobody was helping me. Usually the passenger assist people help me off one train and take me round to help me onto the next train, but there was nobody there. So I had to push my trolley up this steep hill. You're going to work, sorry, how long are you going to be streaming for today? I'm not quite sure, Bob. I stream until I stream. If you need to go, that's fine. Just go when you need to go. Last week, I broke the record and I streamed for 5 hours. I didn't mean to stream for 5 hours. It just that lots of people were coming in and we just kept chatting, lots of things. But I must not stream for 5 hours tonight because I've got to get some sleep before all these shenanigans tomorrow. So it will not be a 5-hour stream, but I don't know. It might be a couple of hours, maybe. You're going to work in 1.5 hours. That's okay, Bob. You get ready for work when you need to and go when you need to. It doesn't matter, because I appreciate it. My marathon stream. Heather's in the house. Hello, Heather. Yes, my marathon stream, 5 hours. I couldn't believe it when we did 5 hours. But you see, there's a little clock there's a little thing at the side that says how long I've been live. So far, I've been live for 28 minutes and 14 seconds. So I could see it going up and up and up, and I couldn't believe that it was 5 hours. How did I find anything to talk about? But of course, all sorts of things happen to me. So anyway, as I say, the last time I changed at Guildford, but because of the change of train, I didn't connect with the next train. So I missed the Reading train, and because the Reading train had already gone out, the one that I should have connected with, because I changed at a different station and the train times didn't work. So I did arrive at my daughter's station. It was about half an hour after I should have done. So the refunds could kick in once you're 15 minutes late. Well, I was more than 15 minutes late, and I think I was just over the half hour. But I was definitely more than 15 minutes late. It was much nearer the half hour. I can't, it was one side or the other, but I think it was beyond the half hour. Anyway, I put my claim in. But the thing is, when you're claiming for your refund, it's all online, and you have to put in what your journey was. And so often when I put what my journey was, it says, oh, we can't find that journey. Maybe that's because it wasn't the journey I did, was it? The tickets I had didn't match the journey I did. So that's probably why they couldn't find the journey. So actually you have to put in it needed to find the original journey. That's right. And what you have to do is you have to put in the details. And so then when they say they can't find a journey, it means you're more involved, because it means you've got to type in every little bit, you know, go here at this time, arrive here at this time, go here at this time, arrive there at that time. And I'm doing 4 changes. You know, I go on the hover, so I get a taxi to the hover. My taxi is already booked. I get a taxi to the hover. I get the hover bus round from the hover round to the station. Then hopefully I might get a train if they can get me up to the platform, because the lift's broken. And then we'll see how we go from there. But I do believe that it's not going to go like clockwork. If I believe that, then I'm not going to be disappointed, am I? So you stood up until... oh, hang on, wait a minute. Heather, oh yes, Heather said I streamed up until almost her bedtime, which of course Heather is, I think, 5 hours behind us, aren't you, Heather? Something like that. It is now 5 to 9 here. I think you're about 5 hours behind, aren't you, Heather? So yes, if I streamed for 5 hours, it would have been nearly your bedtime. Oh my goodness me. So anyway, let me see. So that's it. So yes, so I put in all the train times of my ticket, and then you have to submit it, and then you have to say how late you think you were. But of course, it doesn't allow for you to put in, well, I didn't get off at Basingstoke, I didn't change at Basingstoke because your lifts were broken down. There's nowhere to put that information in. So of course I sent it off, and they checked the trains, and of course the trains that I was booked on, they probably did run on time, but I wasn't on them because of the shenanigans with the lift. So they say no, your claim is unsuccessful, but if you think there's a reason why, then get in touch with us. But all they do is give you a link back to the same website where you typed in your original thing. There is no option to have a conversation with them. You can only put the ticket times in and the ticket prices and then the number of the ticket. Oh, there's so much information, you have to do it. And the silly website, if I'm not quick enough, it closes down and then I have to start all over again. So shenanigans all the time. Let's have a look. Let's move. Oops, hang on. Wait a minute. Hang on. Tracy's saying, would it not be easier to go on the cat and get on at Portsmouth Harbour? Yes, Tracy, it would. But my ticket is via the hover, and I don't know whether I can change that. It would have been much easier to go. I did think that, but I'd already booked my ticket, and I don't know if they're interchangeable. I know if the hover went out, I would be able to do that, but I don't know whether I can do that otherwise, because it would be so much easier. Because if I go on the fast cat, as Tracy suggests, the fast cat goes from the end of Ryde Pier, the hover goes from Ryde Esplanade, so they're not far away. I just need to tell the taxi where I'm going, and if I go on the fast cat, you get on the fast cat, you get off the fast cat the other side, and it's a ramp up, and you're straight into Portsmouth Harbour Station, and it would be so much easier because no lifts are required, and it's the same train that ends up going through. I think I'll ring tomorrow and see if there's anything I can do about that, Tracy. Because it should be an option, shouldn't it? It would be much easier option to do that. If I can find a number and somebody who will answer me and give me an answer to that. But you see, I've got a hover ticket and I don't know if it's interchangeable. So Heather and Bob are having a conversation over there on YouTube. Bob wants to know how Heather in America is one of my friends. So Heather's saying, Lynn, she met me through a crafting site that we both frequented. We've been friends for a few years now. Yeah, well, I can tell you, Heather, we started crafting. Well, I started crafting in my recovery from pneumonia. So I nearly died of pneumonia December 2022. Came out of hospital on December the 23rd, and was on oxygen for the next 3 months at home, so couldn't really go anywhere much. I did go to my brother's birthday on the 5th, around the 5th of February, but I had to take an oxygen cylinder with me because I was still on the oxygen. So, you know, I could go out, but not very much. I didn't. So I stayed home and watched lots of craft shows, and Heather and I met via the craft shows, so that was lovely, and we've been good friends since then. So that will be 23, so a couple of years, Heather, we've known each other. Gosh, doesn't time fly when you're having fun? So there we go. Let's see. Let's have a look. So Bob's dad is turning 73 next month. Is it okay if my dad comes to see you? Of course it is. Your dad is slightly younger than me. I'm about to turn 75 in September, beginning of September. I will be 75. So yes, of course it is. If you two are travelling together, it would be rude for me to say no, wouldn't it? No, you do. Yes, if it's okay. The time in Sydney now is 5:57 a.m. Oh, you're up early, Bob. It's nice and early. All right, okay. So let's push up the comments because it's not. I haven't got a very big screen here, and you know, it's just I wanted to try and live stream from my laptop because it would be so much easier, and I have my nice new laptop here in front of me. But I get onto StreamYard through Safari, and I'm having issues with Safari on the laptop. I need somebody to talk or walk me through it. Maybe when I go to my daughter's tomorrow, maybe my granddaughter might try and help me with that one. I don't know. Let's see. So if you're not travelling till late morning, might be worth giving them a ring in the morning. So I'm not travelling until my taxi's coming at 1:45. So I've got time. Yes, I think I might try and ring and see if I can reschedule, but I don't know what I do, whether they make me buy another ticket and then have to get a refund. I don't know, but I can call them. I don't know who I call, Tracy. Who do I call? I don't know who I call. I'm maybe South Western Railway, because South Western Railway are the ones who deal with Portsmouth and Southsea. That's a Southwestern line, so that might be who I call. But then I don't know. I'm sure it's not going to be an easy one, Tracy, but it was a very good idea, and I will try and follow up on that in the morning and see whether we get anywhere. If not, shenanigans will prevail, I am sure. Anyway, let's have a look. New comments coming in. Oh, thank you, Tracy. Tracy, can you drop that number into my messenger box, because otherwise I've got to scroll back through all the comments on this to find it. If you could do that, that would be brilliant. Thank you, Tracy. So right, it says yes, you can potentially change your hovercraft booking to a catamaran with Whitelink, but it depends on a few factors. If your ticket is a standard ticket, you can amend it online via the app or at the port. If it's an economy ticket, there might be an amendment fee. Well, I will have a look after the broadcast and see what I book. I always book my tickets through one of the apps, and it's usually trip.com. I've just seen a message come in. I presume that's you, Tracy, dropping that in there for me. I just got a notification. I get the notifications come down at the top of my screen, but I do not allow for me to read the messages on there. And I learned that because I watch so many of these scam programs, and if you have your notifications come down and you can read some of the notification, it means that if somebody else gets hold of your phone, other people can read your notifications. And so I took the advice of it would have been the BBC, or was it them or somebody, and I now do not display. I just know that Messenger, I've got a message in Messenger, but I don't know what it is until I go to Messenger, so I expect it was you. Thank you, Tracy, though. Anyway, that's marvellous. Yes, it was you. Thank you. That's good. So we will see what happens in the morning. But the fact that I have got 3 stations, I mean, at least I could get up the stairs, as long as somebody takes my luggage and my Navy Nora. But if I get somebody who says, oh, well, I'm not taking that luggage up the stairs, like the guy at Reading who said, I'm not getting you off the train because you're not supposed to be on this train. So, you know, hopefully we will have all the lovely staff tomorrow. We will see how we go. And I'll let you know next Sunday how I got on. Or probably I'll let you know tomorrow. if it's a disaster, I'm sure you will see my progress along the way. I will let you know. Or I'll do the thumbs up. If it works well, I'll let you know too. So we'll see how we go. Anyway, that's all about tomorrow. And we'll see. And thank you, Tracy, for that input. Because, yes, I did think about it. But then I was thinking, oh, how easy would it be? But I'll give it a try. It shouldn't be too hard. Well, if it is, we'll see. Anyway, right. So that's tomorrow. Now let's go back to what we've had in the week. So as you know, I was doing all the downloads of all my thousands and thousands of live streams that I've done. So I've been live streaming since 2016. So that, and I've had videos on Facebook for much longer than that. So I think 12 years, some of the videos. So that's an awful lot of live streams. And if you think that in COVID I was doing some 4 times a day sometimes, and I only know that because I was downloading them and thinking, oh my goodness me, I did four live streams that day, and I did 4 live streams that day. Oh, definitely worth calling and asking what yes, worst that can happen is that they can say no. Absolutely, Tracy. If you don't try, if you don't ask, you don't get. Sometimes if you don't ask, sometimes if you do ask, you still don't get. But if you don't ask, you won't get. I will ask tomorrow. So yes, which is why I'm not going to live stream for 5 hours, because I need to be up in the morning to do these things. So anyway, yes, as I say, I did get all my, as far as I know, I got all my live streams down. It was very difficult to tell whether I'd got them all. But, you know, I don't think I'd know if I did or I didn't, because there were so many of them. And I'm not sure that I'm going to watch them all again, but you never know. I might, you know, or somebody might watch. I don't know. Anyway, at the moment, they are all on this little gadget. So as long as nothing happens to this little gadget, we're okay. So what I need to do now is take this gadget with me tomorrow and ask my granddaughter to show me how to get them off of here and onto YouTube. All, however many thousand of them are. And that will be done probably one at a time. It's going to take me a little while yet, but it's okay. It's fine. And sometimes I do watch them through and I think, oh my goodness, is that what we were doing then? And it's quite fun. It's like a living diary to see what we did. And some of the things I did back then, I've even forgotten about. But anyway, that's going with me tomorrow, as long as I don't forget to put it in the luggage. Let's have a little bit more of my coffee. So that is the hard drive that we bought because we filled up too much space on the computer, on the laptop, and I had to do it. I had to, you know, keep downloading to the laptop and uploading to the hard drive and then deleting them. And I did them one at a time. I know you could do them more than one at a time, but I would have got into such a muddle. I got muddled even doing them one at a time. But there you go. So your son, Oasis, graduated from college last week, so you're very happy at the minute, and tomorrow you're going to get him his first car. Excellent car. Do you know, I've got something in the way that it obliterates the... Hang on, sorry. I think it says... Oh, now wait a minute, hang on. I think it says first car. But I've got a silly thing. On StreamYard, on the screen, there's a $sign right where the last word was. And I have to move the comments up to read it all. And it says, when I set up StreamYard, which is my the streaming software, it says, do you want to, it's asking if you want to monetize. Well, I don't. I'm not interested in monetizing this. And it says, put this $sign, put it as a referral. So I don't tick the box. So why is the thing obliterating my view? Because I don't want to monetize. I don't want it in the way. I want it to be out of the way. But anyway, it is what it is. Let's have a bit more of my coffee. So, right. So, yes. So that was Sunday. No, that was Saturday night. I stayed up all night Saturday going into Sunday, and of course I told you about last Sunday, so Kath and John linked up with me, and in the afternoon we went over to Arreton Barnes. So we went to Arreton Barnes to see Gordy, and Gordy is, hang on, I have a visual aid here somewhere, I don't know if it is here. Where's my little... Gordy makes these lovely little snowmen, and these snowmen, now he was selling these for years. He makes lots of lovely things out of wood, some amazing things out of wood, and he made these, and he also sometimes does house clearance, and he did house clearance, and he found some lovely little bobble hats, and he put the bobble hat on his snowman. Well, the bobble hats turned out to be the little smoothie hats that that lots of us make for the Age UK charity. And so long story short, he now has a lot of people knitting the little hats to go on his snowmen, and what he does is he sells these with a hat on for £5, and the £1 of the £5 goes to charity. Now he's spoken to Age UK Isle of Wight, who were only getting 30p per hat via the Big Knit campaign. And once this campaign was finished, the current one, once we'd got the 12,500 hats, which was the target, then we stopped knitting to send for the smoothie campaign. We started giving them to Gordy, because it's going to generate £1 a hat for the same charity that was getting 30p a hat. So why wouldn't we? But we couldn't stop before the campaign was finished, because all those people who'd been knitting for Age UK for a year, we didn't want their knitting to go to waste. We had to hit the target. We did hit the target, and then we went well over the target. But so Age UK, they only sent off the number they needed to hit the target, and then the rest are going via Gordy. So he's now making these. He used to make these and sell these between September and December, and sell them online. And basically he now sells them all year, because they've been so popular, especially with the little hats on. Let me show you. I've got this bag. I've got a bag of hats here, and I don't know, I've forgotten who they're from. One of either my somebody I know, so it's either in our online community, or it's somebody who knows me it's online, but from Facebook or somewhere like that. Somebody had a whole pile of hats, and they didn't know how to get them to Gordy. So I said if they took them into to Isle of Wool, which is in Ryde, which is where I live, the wool shop, she would hold them for me till I went there. So I went there the other day, and I collected this bag of hats. Now these ones haven't got bubbles on. Some have bubbles, some don't. You know, it's like all of us. Some of us like our bubbles, and some of us... Sorry, a bit fiddly. Look. He's now got a nice little hat to keep him warm. So if anybody watching was the person who donated these, I have now collected them, and when I go to Arreton Barnes next time, I will take these and give them to Gordy. And so he's supporting 5 different charities. And and Tracy, while you're watching, could you possibly find the links for the Red Funnel Awards, because he's last week I got some of you to vote for him. Does your country use euros? No, we don't. We don't use euros, we use pounds. We need to get money for London attempts to see you. So hang on, does your country use euros? Because I need to get money for London attempts to see you. So no, we don't use euros, we use pounds, shillings and pence. So that's what you would need here. I don't think anybody over here takes euros. I'm sure we don't, do we? Sorry, I had a mental blip then. No, pounds and shillings and pence, or what do we call it? Lots of us use card. I try to use cash sometimes because I think otherwise we'll become a cashless society, and I don't think we should. I don't think everybody wants to go cashless, so I sometimes have cash. Sometimes I do card. So, how do you get shillings? Oh, you don't. You would get it. It would get converted into pounds. I suppose. Anybody help me on this one? I haven't been abroad for a long time, but I don't know where you'd go and get your money. Can somebody help me with that one? How do you get? Where do you go and change money? I know over here. I think you can do it in our post office, but I don't know. I don't know what you do in Australia. I'll see if I can find out. Somebody will come up with the answer. I'm sure somebody will come up with an answer, Bob. So we will let you know, so that you have the right money when you come. So yes. So as I say, we went to see Gordy, and we went to see him on Sunday, and he wasn't there. Except he was there. We went to the shop. That's quite all right, Bob. We went to the shop to see Gordy, and he wasn't there. There was a lovely mother and daughter there. Hello, Alexandra. And Alexandra's just come in on Facebook. She's saying hello, evening, Lynn, and everyone. And so, so last Sunday, as I say, we went to see, I think I told you this on last week's stream, very long stream. So Gordy wasn't there. So we said we would come back the next day. Anyway, while we were having a wonderful meal at the Dairyman's Daughter, which is in the same complex, Arrington Barnes, I was sitting with my back to Gordy's shop, and John said, and Kath said, oh, we think Gordy's just gone in his shop. So I went over, and it was Gordy, and he was opening up for evening trade, which obviously perhaps the other ladies didn't know, or perhaps they thought we would be gone home by then. So anyway, I did see him, but we did go back the next day because we hadn't seen the rest of Arrington Barnes, and it was just amazing. And so, do I live in the south of the? I live in the east. I'm on the east of the Isle. East. So wait a minute. Have I got a picture of the Isle of Wight anywhere near? I don't think I have. It's like a little diamond. Now, of course, I'm not quite sure which way round you're seeing things. So it's like a diamond, and then from the way I'm looking at it, if I turn my hand around like that, that's where there's a little inlet of water there, and Ryde is on the east of the island. So, our island's not huge. It's not huge at all. 140,000 people live here, and 140,000 people live here. I think we're 26 miles one way and about 13 or 14 the other way. I think something like that. I've forgotten a bit, but I love living here. In Australia, you can exchange currency at banks. Oh, look, Tracy's come in. Tracy always comes in with the wonderful news. Let me put this up because you, Bob, you're on YouTube, so you can't see what she's put. But let me read it. In Australia, you can exchange currency at banks, currency exchange offices, often found in airports, tourist areas, and major cities, and some post offices. And Alexander's saying, I'm looking very colourful tonight. Thank you. So look, this is what, look, Bob, that's what, let's just take that down. There we go. So Tracy's giving you the information, Bob. All right. Can you see that there? So banks, currency exchange offices found in airports, tourist areas, and major cities, and some post offices. There you are. So Tracy is marvelous. She's like my secretary, aren't you, Tracy? Thank you so much for that. How do I get rid of the? Oh, I can't see how I get this off the stage. Wait a minute. Oh, like that. They changed things on here. It used to be so easy, and now it's not so easy. There we go. And I still would love to be streaming in in landscape, but it will, my phone would only ever, if I start in landscape, it suddenly flips me round, so I'm the wrong way up. So I don't know why. I need to find an expert. I don't know who the expert would be to help me with that one, but anyway, we'll see. So let's have a look. It's not letting me drop the link in for the awards. Okay, Tracy, don't worry about it. Let me see if I can do it. Let me see if I can find the Red Funnel Award. Because, folks, last week some of you voted. And, right, I'll find it, Tracy, because I've got... Oh, how naughty of it. Why would it not let you put the link in? So I am going to... I found the Red Funnel Awards, and Gordy is up for Best Shop. So let's go to the best shop now. Wait a minute, where's the best shop? Best fish and chips, best cafe, best pub, best roast, places to stay. Wait a minute, things to do. Best shop, here we are. Let me find the link. Well, I've got to accept all the cookies, otherwise it won't let me do it. I don't mind cookies, but they're not good for my slimming world. I'm doing quite well this week. It's amazing because I'd actually been off plan. I ate out with Kath and John a couple of times, and I'd actually tried to stick as near as possible to slimming world, but of course it's not that possible all the time. So I thought, well, never mind, there'll be a gain. There was a little gain this week, but now all of a sudden I seem to be losing again. I'm whizzing dangerously towards my 4-stone award. So, you know, I seem to have, if I did have a gain, it seems to have gone again. So let's have a look. Best shop. Wait a minute, let's have a look. Here's the link. Right. Okay, so if you're on YouTube, this is the link coming in now. If I can find it. Because I can't put it in both at the same time. I can only do that if I do it on there, on the streaming software. So that's the link for Best Cafe. And while I'm, let's go on to Facebook and drop it in there. You just posted in the Go Live Granny community page. Obviously, I need to approve it. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you. I'll do that in a minute. So, hang on. All right, let's. These blooming the message the comments don't scroll up. I have to keep doing it. So right. So that's I've put the link in there. Is the Red Funnel a cruise ship? No, the Red Funnel are our ferries. They're our ferries because we are, you know, we need to get from the island to the mainland. We have different ways of going. So because I live in Ryde, I either take the hovercraft, which goes from Ryde Esplanade to Southsea. So that's a 10-minute flight on a hovercraft. Or I can go on the Fast Cat, which Tracy was talking about, you know, that possibly what I do tomorrow. So you catch the Fast Cat from the end of Ryde Pier, which is very near where the hover terminal is. So you get the Fast Cat from the pier across to Portsmouth Harbour, and then the trains past Portsmouth Harbour train station is there and is easy for me with the shenanigans of what's going on tomorrow. And then just outside Ryde we have a place called Fishbourne, and Fishbourne connects the car. That's the so the passenger hovercraft is passengers and the Fast Cat is passengers. Then the going across from Ryde Pier to Portsmouth, that is that's passenger, and then Fishbourne to Portsmouth is a car ferry journey. So you can go as a passenger, just a foot passenger, or you can go with a car or a vehicle, a bigger vehicle, and then so that goes Fishbourne to Portsmouth. Then if you go to East Cowes, which is further away from Ryde, the Red Funnel run the service there from East Cowes to Southampton and back. Then if you go over to West Cowes, go to West Cowes, you can get the passenger ferry from West Cowes to Southampton. And if you go to Yarmouth, which is the other end of the island, you can get the passenger fare. So the Portsmouth the Portsmouth to Fishbourne is Whitelink, run by Whitelink. The Fast Cat at Ryde is run by Whitelink. And if you go Yarmouth to Lymington on the mainland, that is also by Whitelink. So there are all lots of options. Sorry, thought Mrs. Boss Lady. Sorry though, Mrs. Boss Lady, I will be finishing my secretary duties early this evening in about 20 minutes time. I've got to go and pick Tash up from work. That's perfectly okay, Tracy. It doesn't matter. I will let you go. You've done very well. So anyway, so we have got the red funnel. Let me get the. I need to put it into the Facebook page as well. Did I put it on the Facebook page? Am I on Facebook now? Oh, I haven't on Facebook. Did I put it on? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I put it on the Facebook page and on the YouTube. So, folks, if you possibly can, and we did it, somebody did it. You did it from Australia last week, and you did it from America. I didn't know if we could get votes from abroad, but it did work. So, the Gordy's shop is up for the best shop, and we would love to see Gordy win it. He's up against some stiff competition because he's a very little shop against some of the big retail outlets, but his heart is gold, and he's raising all this money for charity while he's running his business and engaging with so many members of the community. I'd really love to see him win. Hi, Sam. Sam's just come in, I believe. Wait a minute, hang on. So yes, Sam's just come in, and Sam was watching earlier when I did my live stream about the shenanigans I'm going to have tomorrow when I just found out that the lifts weren't all working at the stations. Anyway, so Monday we went back. Kath and John and I went back to Arreton Barnes, and we stayed there for hours. It was wonderful, but but you know what? Kath and John are so wonderful, such wonderful friends to me. They insisted on taking some of my rubbish away for me and helping me move some of my stuff to the charity shops. You know, they were supposed to be here on holiday, not going to charity shops to do drop-offs or taking rubbish to the tip, but they still insisted on 2 days and 2 tip runs, and 2 days and 2 charity runs. So just amazing, lovely friends. You know, I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky to have all of you in my community, and you're all so nice, which is just wonderful. Anyway, we went to Arreton Barnes, and we went and saw Gordy again, and then we went round Arreton Barnes. We went to see lots of the other shops, and I did some live streaming there, and I met wonderful Chad Powell. And Chad Powell is one of our brilliant photographers on the island. And we have so many wonderful photographers. And of course, some of you will know that I'm not best friends with Visit Isle of Wight, who charge lots of our businesses a levy. And it's a very unfair levy, and it was not very fairly put out. But I'm not going to say too much about it. But one of the things I will say is that they don't use, although they're taxing our local businesses, they don't use local media. Well, they do, and they don't. Let me explain. They pay a mainland company to do their social media. We have so many people on the island who are brilliant at it. And of course, people on the island have a real passion for the island. You know, much more of a passion than some people. Other people might have a passion for the mainland, but our people have a passion for it big time. Now, Chad has done loads and loads of beautiful landscape. He does landscape photography, and I'd seen him online a lot, and I discovered him. I didn't know he had a shop there, but it was just interesting, and we got into a great conversation. So what he does is loads of beautiful landscape photography of the island. Now, I found out that the island folks would do a better job because they have a vested interest. Of course they would. Absolutely, Heather. You're so right. But what Visit Isle of Wight are trying to do is trick people into thinking they are paying island people. So today they put out 10 beautiful pictures of the Isle of Wight. So what they did is they get local photographers. Now, probably a lot of these are not doing it professionally, because I think maybe the professional ones might see through this. I don't know. Anyway, they are they're asking people to send in their beautiful pictures of the Isle of Wight. They're not paying them. They're doing it. People are giving them their photographs for free. So they're putting out photographs saying the top photographers are, from the island. These are the top island photographers. And I think so it looks like they're photographers from the island. And I haven't checked. But they're not paying them. They're paying a media company who are not so interested in the island. And you can see that. You can see that from watching what they do. And also, they're not actually answering all the questions. People in the conversation, they might put a picture up. They don't interact with every one of the people who make a comment on their page. And so, people ask questions. Somebody asked a question about disability. A week has gone by and they haven't answered it. So this is supposed to be this wonderful marketing department for the Isle of Wight, and it's rubbish, in my opinion. Okay. Yeah. Bye, Bob. You're off. I will have a good day. Thank you. You have a good day too. So yes. So it is a bit of a hobby horse of mine. I have seen people being taken to court, all that sort of thing. It is not okay. It is not okay, and it's not okay to actually keep that island the money that the island businesses are paying. Now it's being sent off island. No, keep the economy going. Keep it, making it go round and round and round. Spend the big payers' money with other businesses on the island. That's how it should work. But what do I know? I'm not the marketing guru of the island. Anyway, let's move on, because that's not a subject I really want to dwell on, because let's do happier things. Good evening from Scotland. That's Ailey just coming in somewhere along the line there. I didn't see where. Oh yes, there we go. I've got Facebook there. I've got both of you there, and I can flip onto YouTube over there if I want to. Right. Yes. So anyway, so I've only got as far as Monday, but what happened, we were just walking around Arreton Barnes because I wanted to promote Arreton Barnes. Visit Isle of Wight or not, but they're beautiful businesses there. They're wonderful businesses there. So let's show the world what we've got. So I did start showing the world what we've got. And one of the shops was closed. We were coming close on I think we were getting towards 4 o'clock or closing time. No, not all the shops closed at 4, but we wanted to see and get round as many of them as we could. So we managed some of them. And as I approached Chad's shop, I heard him talking to a customer. As I say, we'd not met before, but I'd seen his work often. And as it happened, he'd seen me too. He'd seen me in action as a Go Live Granny. So he knew who I was when I came in the shop. So I heard him talking to a customer about power banks. So power banks are things that I charge. When I'm doing all my live streaming, I need to keep charging my battery, and a power bank is the gadget I plug my phone into to get to recharge it when I'm on the go. Because obviously when you're on the go, you haven't got them. Do you know what, folks? I'm going to take this off. It's making my neck itch, but I'll tell you why I've got them on in a minute. I acquired these in the week. Yes, so when you can't plug in, obviously you can't plug into a socket if you're on the go, like on the train I can. Lots of the trains have sockets and things, I can do that. But if I'm sort of standing at a station and my power goes, I can plug into a power bank. So I did buy myself another power bank the other day, because my original one is very old, and I thought that I'm going to get caught out. It's suddenly not going to work anymore. I mean, it doesn't look like it's it's going to give up anytime soon, but you don't know. And if you're a live streamer and you rely on the power, it's better to back it up with more. So I did buy another one when I was at my daughter's, and somehow I've managed to lose the lead to charge this up. Unfortunately, I haven't needed it. I did message my daughter because she bought one at the same time, and I don't know if I've left it at her house, but she said they've got lots of leads there that will probably do this. I've searched everywhere where it might be. I think I must have left it at her house. Anyway, back to the power banks that Chad was talking about. So Chad, and don't forget, best shop. That's what you're voting for. No, not Chad's shop. Gordy's Wood is the shop. Is the shop I want you to vote for in best shop. I forgot to say that, didn't I? That's not very helpful, was it? Gordy's Wood. So anyway, Chad was talking to this customer about power banks, and I chipped in and said, oh, power banks are so important, so useful. So anyway, the customer then finished in the shop and went out, and I went in and introduced myself. And Chad said, oh, yes, I know you. You're that lady that streams, aren't you? Live streams. I said, yes, and power banks are very useful. Well, look, he gave me a power bank. That's not what I was after. I mean, I love it if I get free stuff, but it's not what I ever expect. But also, not only did he give me one, I've got one that actually is wireless, so it charges my phone wirelessly. I can't show you me putting it on the phone because the phone's up there, and if I put it on the back of the phone, you won't see me doing it. So imagine that this is the phone, and can you see? I don't know if you can see. There's a ring on there, and on my iPhone, I've got a ring that matches that. So I just put it on there, and it wirelessly charges the phone. But also, look what's on the back of it. Can you see? It's a red squirrel. Don't know if you can see because of the reflection. Wait a minute. Sorry, the reflection of the. Oh, can you see the red squirrel? And he's had this personalised. So this is a brilliant one for people on the Isle of Wight because we have red squirrels. You know, it's just beautiful. And he told me, I can't remember, on the video that I did with him, on the live stream that I did with him, he explained how he does that. So that's not going to chip away. That's not something that's going to peel off. It's had a special process. So he put that on there. So he very kindly gave me that. And of course, now I'm going to tell the world about it, aren't I? Because, you know, you can buy these in not Gordy's shop. No. You can buy them in Chad's shop at Arrington Barnes. And you can have whatever you like put on the back there. So that's amazing. And of course, Red Squirrel was the one he gave me because it promotes the island, because we have our wonderful red squirrels. If any grey squirrels got introduced to the island, they would kill the red squirrels off. So we don't want that to happen. And so hopefully that will never happen because our red squirrels are famous. And just, you know, they're just beautiful. I haven't seen very many myself. I'm never in the right place at the right time, but there are a lot of red squirrels about. So that was a gift I had today. Oh, I had this week. I've got loads of things I've been given this week. Gordy gave me my own snowman. And then I can promote, you know. Wait a minute. Eat the fruit. You're lucky. You have red squirrels in your garden. That's super duper, Alexander. That is nice, isn't it? So anyway, so we managed to go round. I tried to live stream in the craft cabin, which is a lovely lady who's got a craft shop there and had a craft shop there for many, many years. But all the items in her shop are made by all members of her family and one other lady. So I have done, it was driving me insane because I was live streaming and then it kept stopping, you know, and I'm still holding the phone waiting for it to reconnect, because that's what happens when the signal drops out. I'm just standing there and it says trying to connect. And sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. Where Chad was, and the next shop, the signal was okay. And when I got to the craft cabin, it was obviously that bit further over. The signal was dropping out and it was bad. But I did manage to. I've got a lot of stuff and I need to put a lot of it out because we haven't. we haven't put all that information out now. I need to put that information out. I've been so busy going out to so many things, and I've got a lot of the Armed Forces Day of pictures and videos to put out. I've got all the Mardi Gras ones. Some of them, oh no, the Mardi Gras I did live stream, so that went straight out. That was last weekend. But some of them I've done videos and photographs, and I've got so many. I've just got to go through them. At least having the laptop now, it's easier to look at them. I save all my photos to Google Photos, and on the phone it's very tiny looking at them, but on the laptop it's easier for me, so it will be better. And of course, have laptop will travel, so it will go with me when I travel tomorrow. You have red, grey, and black squirrels there in Idaho. Oh, right. I didn't know. I don't think I've heard of black squirrels, but that sounds interesting. But do the red ones and then do the grey ones not attack the red ones, Heather? Because that's what we were told would happen there. So anyway, anyone at the beginning, I said why I was wearing my unicorn here. If those of you came in later, you might think, why has she got a unicorn horn? Well, the reason is I had lost my unicorn horn, and I thought, I wonder where that is. And then today I got rewarded because I did a lot of tidying up in my bedroom today, and I found lots of my head boppers, and they're all now in one box. So in theory, I should be able to find them when I need them. Actually, they're not all in one box. I tell a lie. I've got an Easter box, and some of the Easter ones are in the box with the other Easter things. And then actually I've got some in a Christmas box. I think I've got them in 3 boxes. I've got the Christmas box where I've got a lot of these, and then I've got just a general one, I think. Yes. I don't know. I'd be dangerous with the brain, wouldn't I? Is the Chad you're talking about Chad Powell, the photographer? Yes, Alexandra. Yes, Chad Powell. It's the one and the same. So anyway, when I was in his shop, and you know, he gave me my power bank. I said, come on, let's do a live stream, and he was very happy to chat with me on live stream, which is the best way of showing off who's behind a business. You know, it gets the personality of the business owner across. So many times I've tried to persuade business owners to go live, and so many of them say, oh, no, I can't go on camera. But you know what? People like to connect and buy from the people that know the people that they're buying from. And it works so well. And I can remember years ago in my network group, somebody was running a business. They were doing a lot of the things that I do now, those little the craft boxes and things like that. And they'd obviously got the machines that I didn't even know anything about back then, but the machines that I've got now. And they did amazing stationery things. But I said, you need to live stream. And they said, oh, no, we can't go in. You know, I don't want to go on camera. Anyway, one day he relented, and then he said he was once you push the damn. I used to have a site called Press the Damn Button, because I'd say to people, press the damn button, get on with it. Anyway, when he did press the damn button, he couldn't understand why he'd never pressed it before, because he had so many people and his business skyrocketed. Of course it did. People, you know, you get a much further reach. And if somebody sees what you're doing and then they've got friends, they'll share it with friends. The magic is in the sharing. The live streaming is amazing, but the magic is in the sharing. And that's how on the island during COVID, or when we were trying to get votes for the £50,000 lottery funding for one of the charities, or when we were trying to get votes for Ride Carnival to be the most popular carnival in the country. The magic is in the sharing. You know, we can put it out there, and then, you know, that's what I did so many times on so many different projects. Say, come on, folks, please share. Now I'm asking you to please vote. So if you can vote for Gordy on that, I did put the link in both on YouTube and Facebook. I haven't done the one, so I did it for Gordy for best shop. Now, actually, I'm going to just go and see if I can find. I'm going to find now, not best shop. I'm going to find. I need to find. Oh, hang on. Where are the awards now? Wait a minute. Right. Hang on. I don't know. I need to find, not best shop. I need to find this time best. Right. I want you to vote for best cafe. And I'm going to give you this. Right. I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste this. So this is best cafe. And this is one of my local ones in Ryde. I want you, so if I send you best cafe, and let's put it on the Facebook page as well. Let's see. Oops. Hang on. Oh. I can't. Hi, Susan. Susan just come in now. Wait a minute. Oh, hang on. Oh, that best shop I've just put on Facebook. I thought I'd already put it on. I hadn't. Now, this is the best cafe. So this is just... Let's have a look. Whoops. So this one now, let's see. Wait a minute. Oh. Right, best cafe tea room. That one is, I want you to vote for, and you can trust me because I've spent ages in there. It's the Star, let's put Star Coffee and Ale House. Right, let me show you. Right, so I've actually put the business in there. So that's the Star Coffee, that's the link for that. Let me put it on YouTube as well. So, right, now let's put this. So, what's this one? Right, okay. I'm pasting in the best, look. This one now, hang on, Heather, I'll come back to your comment in a minute. So, this is the Star whoops, hang on, I got all the letters wrong. Oh my goodness. Star, whoops, Coffee and Ale House. There we go. Right. So that's the best. Oh, wait a minute. It's only put half the link. Why is it only? Has it put? Oh no, it goes to the full link. I just can't see the full link. Okay. And also the Star Ale House, the Star Coffee and Ale House is also a pub. So it's up for the best cafe and the best pub. It's brilliant. It's combined. So let's find the other vote for what we're going to vote for now, best tea room, but we want you to vote also for the best pub. Wait a minute, this is it. Coming along nicely. Right. Copy. So it's up for the best pub as well. All right, so that's the same. It's in 2 categories, and it would be great. I mean, Rob at the Star Inn, Rob and his lovely lady, forgot her name. Oh no, having a mental blip. But Rob and his lovely wife, they are up for several awards across the country, major awards. Not just Red Funnel is just the Isle of Wight awards, but they are up for more than that, which is brilliant. So let me put it on Facebook as well. Let's paste it on there. Oh, I can't see the whole full screen. There we go. Okay. So I've done that for you folks. So if you can vote for, so the voting is best shop. The Red Funnel Awards for best shop is Gordy's Wood. And WOOD, because he makes some brilliant things, and he's got loads of lovely little Isle of Wight fridge magnets and all sorts of things shaped with the Isle of Wight shape, and then lots of other things as well. I bought a little gift and I sent it to a member of my family, and it was a little saying, and it had and he also personalised it with the family member's name, and then another family member I sent a bookmark with personalised on the back, and they went off this week, and they were made. Well, the wood for the saying was made from a chair that used to belong to Whippingham School. So he's using local wood. He's used some of the old wood from Ryde Pier to make some of his items. You know, I hope he never runs out of wood. I think people find wood and get in touch with him. So hopefully that's good. So anyway, so we had a marvelous time at Amerton Barnes, and then we went and we ate, and then we went. Oh, well, that's right. We ate after we'd been to Gordy's, and we ate, and then we went, or we had coffee, and then we went off around all the shops, and then when the shops shut, we went back to the Dairyman's daughter because we decided we were going to eat there as well. So we were there. Oh, for hours. We didn't go home till 8 o'clock, something like that. It was so pleasant, and we managed to find an umbrella to sit under in the shade. It was lovely, and they're most amazing baskets of flowers there. I must put some of those up online. So anyway, we did that, and then on Tuesday I wanted to go to the Pooh Museum. Once upon a time I would never talk about that sort of thing online or in public, but we have the most amazing Pooh Museum on the Isle of Wight, and again I've taken loads and loads of photographs. So I met up. So on Tuesday, that's right. We went there on Tuesday. So I like to go to my coffee morning and the Time Bank coffee morning and Wellbeing coffee morning all merged into one, and I like to go to that. And so Kath and John said, "Well, you go." John did a tit run for me while I'm out enjoying myself. These are the most amazing friends, and I think Kath stayed at my flat. I think I asked her later if she saw the kitchen tidy fairy one when she was about, because that kitchen was so much tidier and cleaner than when I left it. It was amazing. Anyway, just wonderful to have such nice friends. And so then they met. Oh no! So what happened? That's right. They came. John was going to give me a lift to the library where I go to the coffee morning. I usually get a taxi, but he said he'd give me a lift. So I said, well, if you give me a lift down to Newport Street, I can drop off some of the charity stuff I've got, because the shop is just around the corner from where he would drop me off. So he and I ran in with about 5 bags of charity stuff went out. It was amazing to get rid of all this stuff out of my house, and a lot of it's all my big clothes, because of course I'm now in smaller clothes, and the big ones obviously take up my room and they've gone now. So it was wonderful, and so we did that. I went through to the library. John went off and did my tip run, and then they came and met me. So after I'd been to the library, I was going to go and do my Iceland shopping. Shenanigans. Just remember the shenanigans. I was just off to do. That's great that they are so. You love Winnie the Pooh. Wait a minute. Hang on. Oh yeah, Winnie the Pooh. This isn't Winnie the Pooh. They're so wonderful. They are wonderful, Heather. It's just amazing. And I met them online. It was all the live streaming in COVID, and of course Kath and John were living on the island at the time, so maybe it was one of the Isle of Wight threads I popped up in, because people were sharing me into groups and things there, or I just popped up in the feed, and that's how we became friends. So it is wonderful to have such good friends. I've got lots of good friends. I've got online friends, and I've got friends I've met online and then met in person. It's always nice to be able to meet in person if we can. So Heather, when are you coming to the UK? I don't think I'll be travelling the other way anytime soon. I don't have a passport. I'm not very keen to get one anymore. I don't really want to go flying about. And you know what? I might get one, but the only reason I would get one is because it's very difficult to prove my identity, because I don't have a passport and I don't have a driving license anymore. And the things you have to produce that sort of ID for, and if you don't, you're a nobody. You don't exist. So I've got some money stuck in an account in America, and the money laws changed. And of course, in order to claim the money, I now have to prove via something like a passport or like driving license, which I don't have. I've got my old driving license, but it's run out, so that won't count. And so what I decided was, in order to get the money, and the money in America is not huge, but if I paid for the driving license, if I paid for the passport, I could get the money from America out of that account, and then I would have ID for whenever I needed it as well. So that's a route I might go if I can get myself organised to go and get my passport photograph done. I don't really want to travel anymore. The best I travel is across the water. Across the water to the mainland and up to see my family. I think I'm done travelling. I've never been a great traveller across the world, but you know. Anyway, so I had said to Kath and John that I'd like to go to the Pooh Museum, and John and Kath said that she would quite like to go to it. It used to be in Sandown, and then it closed down in Sandown, and then I noticed it was going to be at the, on display at the department, which is our lovely, wonderful new venue in Ryde that used to be in the Elizabeth Pack building. It used to be an old-fashioned clothes shop, and where they really looked after you. A bit old-fashioned, but lovely, and so it was that store, and the building lay empty for some years, and then the Shade Makers, which is one of our wonderful carnival companies, managed to get hold of it and have a lease on it, and they've turned it into an amazing venue. And it's very disabled friendly, and that is probably because Jan, who used to run Aisle Access, they consulted her on it, so actually, get it so it's really, really, really disabled friendly, because Jan knew just how to do it and what she was talking about. What a shame that the MP is having a meeting this week, and it's not a meeting I can go to because I'm going to be away, but if I could go to it, it's in a building that's got steps and is not very easy to get into. I can manage. It would be difficult, but if you're wheelchair bound, it would be even more difficult. And so I'm trying to persuade them that actually, if you want a meeting that's about transparency and the public need to know what you as the MP are doing, then make sure you have it where it's accessible, or if it's not, make sure you record it. And they're telling me they're not going to record it. But actually, the recording and the disability bit, hang on, Mr. MP. You need to be doing this. You need to be doing it so that the people can see what's going on. So anyway, I have put in my 2 pennies. Let's see. Hello, Bethy. Bethy's just coming in on, she's coming in on Facebook there. Let me just go back to YouTube. I can read the comments better over here. So Heather was saying she loves Winnie the Pooh. I was talking about the Pooh Museum. Nothing to do with Winnie the Pooh, but never mind. There is a word association. It's so great that they are so wonderful. So that's, I think Kath and John she's talking about. I don't have a passport either. I have a driver license and a military ID there. Oh, well, you see, you have that, which I don't have. I don't have either of those. So I'm a nobody. And there are a lot of people like me who don't have a passport and don't have a driving license. So when are they going to wake up? We have a bus pass, but that won't count. Nobody counts that. America, they wanted me to produce a national ID card, and we don't have national ID cards, So I don't know what I would be expected to do. But anyway, I think if I just get myself a passport, then I've got it. I've got it for years, haven't I? So that's what I think I'll do. Anyway, so yes, we wanted to go to the Pooh Museum. So it used to be. It used to be at Sandown, and you know what? I used to think, Pooh Museum. Who wants to go and learn about Pooh? That's what I thought. And this week I totally changed my mind. It was fascinating, and but the funny thing too is I watched a live streamer this week. No, not a live streamer, a vlogger who'd walked part of the coast, the coastal route on the island. So from Bembridge and beyond, all the way through to Ryde. And that would include Sandown. And he mentioned the Pooh Museum, and he mentioned going to the Pooh Museum. Well, I thought he'd only just uploaded his video. Maybe he'd recorded it a few weeks ago and then uploaded it. But it was very funny that I had just been to the Pooh Museum that was in the department, and he was talking about the Pooh Museum, but it was in Sandown. So I think he must have gone to it just before it closed. He must have videoed his coastal walk just before it closed, because it is now at the department. There is a charge to go in, but it was so worth it. You know, when we went to go in and that we saw that there was a charge on it, we were thinking, oh, will it be worth it? It was £6 to go in, and initially we thought, oh, I wonder. And then I said, you know what, I'm going to go in, and Kath was too. So we did go in, and it was so worth that £6. It's run by a chap called Daniel. Now I recognised him because years ago they used to have Hullabaloo, which was a fun free event on the island over in Sandown. And initially they had it for one day, I think, and then they made it a weekend, a 2-day event, and there was so much free stuff. There was a parade. They did soapbox derby where people had made their vehicles out of cardboard soapbox derby. So they made vehicles, and that was wonderful going along. So they shut the parade off, and they had all that going on. And then one year they had a parade, and it was Pimp Up Your Wheels. That's right. And I was invited to pimp up my wheels because my wheels were Navy Nora. Or was it Lilac Lil? Had I got Navy Nora then? I don't know. I've had Navy Nora for 5 years. I can't remember when that was. I think I might have just got Navy Nora. Anyway, so I pimped up my wheels and I made it look, I don't know if there was a theme, but I made it perhaps there was a seaside theme or something, but I made Navy Nora look very sea-like. I got lots of Christmas green lametta all over to make it look like seaweed and all that sort of thing. And I had all sorts of add-ons like inflatable fish and all sorts of things to make it look like a seaside scene. And it was quite fun. And what was even more funny was trying to live stream the parade when you're actually in the parade. So that was a bit difficult. What I did was I live streamed the front of the parade, and then I joined on the end of the parade, so I'd got most of the parade going by. So that was good. But I had forgotten all of this, and then of course I was downloading the live streams last week, and I remembered all about it. So that was wonderful. Excuse me, I just got to get one of my little drinks over the back here. Let's pop that up. And yes, so Hullabaloo was amazing. But I remember Daniel giving a talk in one of the marquees about the Pooh Museum, I think. That was a marvellous event. There was so much knowledge given out, and it was all for free. Mum is the same now. She is registered blind. Her driving licence has expired, and so has her passport. So she only has a bus pass too. Yes, and it's not okay. It's not okay that we can't, that we have to stick with that. Really, is it? Not okay at all. I think it's pretty shameful. Hang on, let's. So it's not okay. Anyway, so she's stuck like me. Well, I'm if I ever get round to applying for my passport, because I did get a form a long time ago. Now I've got to remember where I put the form. It's the same as my blue badge, although I don't drive. If I had a disabled badge, what we call a blue badge over here in the UK, then it would be easier when I'm being transported by members of my family. They would be able to park in the disabled spaces. And I've had it for ages and ages and not actually got round to doing it. But a friend of mine's done hers, and she did it online, and it was very quick, and she's got hers now, and she drives me to some of the things, and it's so easy now. One of the events is where we do our crafting, and there's a disabled bay right outside, and because we start earlyish in the morning, it's usually available, that space, which means it's brilliant. So I just do need to get on and do it. So who's this? Simran Sanghira. Hi, I remember you. I saw you while I was doing a charity stand and you took a photo with, wait a minute, hang on. Just got to flip over there because I can't see. Something's blocking the screen. I remember you while I was doing a charity stand and you took a photo with us. How are you? So Simran, where were you when you were doing the charity stand and when was it? Because I've been live streaming for 9 years and photographing and showing off the island. So do let me know what it was and I'll see if I can remember. So that's amazing. So anyway, glad you just popped in now. Is this the first time you've joined one of these live streams? I live stream every Sunday starting at 8:15 and then just go on until we run out of things to say. Tonight I must not do what I did last week. I did a 5-hour live stream last week. I don't know why. I just did. We just kept on chatting. But this week, tomorrow, I'm traveling and I've got to sort out an issue with my travel. So I can't stay up all night live streaming tonight. But anyway, we've got, but you said that I took pictures of you doing your charity stand. We've got all our carnivals coming up. The first carnival is going to be on the 26th. I think Sandown Carnival's the 26th of July. That's the first of our carnivals. And then we have 2 or 3 a week through the school holidays. I don't know how many I'll get to. I'll get to as many as I can. Last year it was more, I used to go out and live stream every single one of them. And then, of course, I've got older and I got ill before. So then when I was recovering, obviously I couldn't do them. It was just too much. But I think I might be able to do some of them. It was Age UK charity. Okay, Simran, can you remember when it was wearing blue jackets? Was it recently? Oh, yes. I remember, Simran. I was thinking that you might be on the Isle of Wight. No, I was thinking you were an Isle of Wight charity. No, it was in Wiltshire. It was in Wiltshire. I saw you in the shopping centre. How lovely that you've joined us. You said you were going to follow me, and now you have. Lovely to see you. Thank you. So yes, Simran was doing a collection, doing a charity stand for Age UK, and of course, all these little hats that we make for All Age UK, all that fundraising we did. So I was interested to hear what Simran had to say, but obviously we were supporting Age UK down here on the Isle of Wight, so that was good. Thank you for joining us. That's thank you for. I do this all the time. I make friends and all over the place, and people are always saying, "Oh, I was so sweet." Was I? Thank you. People are always telling me, "Oh, I'm going to follow you." Wherever I go, because I travel up and down to see my children. Wherever I go, they say, "Oh, I'm going to look you up on social media," and they do. I always say, let me know where I met you, because otherwise I meet so many people I would not remember. But I'm glad that you identified yourself and where you were. So that's good. I can remember it. It wasn't that long ago, was it? So, hopefully you did well on your stand. So it was good to see you. So anyway, I'm just here on a Sunday night, Simran. I usually just do a roundup of my week. And some weeks are busy and some weeks are not so busy. This week's been a very busy week, and so far I've only got to Tuesday in my week. And then when I get to Wednesday, my goodness, I've got a bag of goodies that I'm going to show you all, because I ended up with so many freebies on Wednesday. So anyway, let's finish off Tuesday. We did really well, lovely. We were able to raise a lot. Oh, excellent! That's wonderful. I love it. It's lovely I'm able to join you live. How are you? I'm fine, thank you. Yes, I'm travelling back to the mainland again tomorrow, and I've got shenanigans because 3 of the 4 stations I go through have got lifts not working, and of course I have a disability. So that's, I was explaining at the beginning of the live stream that I do think it's going to be a challenging day tomorrow, but never mind. We will see. So anyway, as I say, I was just telling everybody about my week. So we've done Sunday, Monday and Tuesday we've done now. I think just spent Tuesday. So Monday we had that wonderful time at Arrington Barnes, and we just stayed at Arrington Barnes for so long. We ended up eating at the Dairyman's Daughter, and then we ended up having coffee at back at the Dairyman's Daughter and all that. And then on Tuesday, it was the Pooh Museum. So I did my coffee morning in the morning, and then met up with Kath and John in town. Oh, I had shenanigans on Tuesday. I remember it well. You're going to go now, but I hope your travelling goes well tomorrow, and I'm so glad you've got some freebies. Good things happen to those who are polite like this. So thank you very much. Nice that you dropped in, and feel free to drop in another time. But lovely seeing you briefly. So yes, so what was I going to say? I forgot. Oh yes, we're still on Tuesday. Shenanigans, that's right. Yes, so somebody wanted to know. Oh, it was Debs. Debs made a comment to me earlier. I think when I'd done a live stream earlier, she put something about shenanigans. Was there was various things she guessed at, and she was quite right. She mentioned about top cashback and things like that. Well, I had shenanigans on Tuesday. You're definitely coming back, Simran. That's brilliant. Definitely shenanigans, because I came out of the library and I said to Kath and John, well, I'll go and do my Iceland shopping, because if you've watched my broadcast before, you'll know I shop in Iceland on a Tuesday, because we get a 10% discount. We oldie folk over 60s get 10% discount. And then of course you will also know, if you've watched my broadcast, that I buy a top cashback gift card for Iceland, because I then get cashback on the gift card that I buy to do my shopping, where I also get the 10% discount. So that is wonderful. But on Tuesday, I thought, well, Iceland, the signal's usually bad. I'll buy my gift card before I go to Iceland. Sometimes I go around Iceland and I work out exactly how much I need for the gift card. But I decided, no, the signal's bad. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to guesstimate how much I'm going to spend and get a gift card for that amount and buy it before I work. And of course, it was really, really hot, wasn't it, on Tuesday? One of our first hot days, I think. Oh no, it's been hot all week, hasn't it? And so I remember standing in a shady spot round the corner from Iceland, trying to buy this gift card, trying to buy the gift card, and the signal was not playing my game. And I hate to go in Iceland without the most discount that I can get. So the discount, the 10% discount, and the cash back on the gift card that I'm going to pay for the shopping with. It breaks my Weasley heart when it doesn't work. That's the expression my dad used to use. So it really breaks my Weasley heart, because why shouldn't I get it? Anyway, I could not. So what I was going to do was going to do my shopping in Iceland, and then grab a bit of food out of the shopping for my lunch. That's what I was going to do. That's right. And then get them to deliver the shopping home in the evening. That's right. That's what I was going to do. But I couldn't get the signal, and I couldn't buy the gift card, and I was not going to do my shopping if I hadn't got the gift card. It might not have been a lot of cash back, but all those bits of cash back add up. It's how I've had over £700 back in 2 years, on things that I'm buying anyway. So I wasn't going to go there. So I thought, well, Kath and John are going to come down and meet me in a while. I'll have a little pootle around and maybe sort out some shopping later. I thought, well, maybe it will work later, and I'll get my shopping later in the day and then just go home with my shopping. So that's in fact what I did do. I did do it later, and I did get a signal, and I did get my cash back on it. Because, as I say, it breaks my Weasley heart if I don't, even if it's £1 or, £1.50 or something. I just want to get the best deal I can get. So I had gone in another cafe, and I was trying out a new cafe. I'm not going to mention names of cafes or anything. And I'd told John and Kath where I was, but I ended up leaving the cafe. I had a coffee there, so I did spend money in the cafe. And I wanted to, to be happy and promote it, but the dog from the cafe jumped up at me. Now, I don't hate dogs, but I'm not a dog lover. I wouldn't hurt a dog, but I don't want them jumping at me because, I think in my childhood I had something that frightened me. I don't like other people's dogs jumping up at me. And I said, oh, really, I'm not very keen on dogs. So anyway, there was an attempt to take the dog down from me, But a few minutes later, it happened again. And I thought, you know what? I don't want to stay in this cafe if that's going to keep happening because I don't like it. And I want to sit and enjoy a coffee in a new environment, but I don't want a dog on my lap. Thank you very much. And so I finished my coffee and I left. I didn't say anything of why I was leaving because, it would be quite natural that I finished my coffee, I was going. But I rang Kath and John and said, I'm not in that cafe anymore. I'll meet you elsewhere. And, I'd given it a chance, but they got to give me a chance too. So, as I say, I'm not going to name the cafe because I don't want to spoil it for them. But that was my experience. Anyway, so Kath and John came. And fortunately, by this time, Rob at the Star had just opened up. I'd noticed that he wasn't open earlier. And I noticed him just opening up. So I said I'll meet you in the Star. Well, we went in the Star. We had Star treatment. It's a Star Coffee and Ale House, which is the one that's up for best pub and best pub and best cafe. So if you could drop your votes in, that would be amazing. I did put the links in earlier. So now, as you know, I'm doing Slimming World, and it's not all that easy all the time to eat out and stick to Slimming World. I can do it fairly well in some places, but I went a bit rogue on Tuesday. I think I'd gone rogue on Monday as well when we were at Arrington Barnes, and I went rogue on Tuesday as well. But we had the most delicious. Well, I had a gluten-free bun because John had chosen a bun. I think it was a bun. What was it? A bun with brie and cranberries and bacon or something. I don't know. It was delicious. And I thought, cool, that sounds nice, but I'm gluten-free. So anyway, they had a gluten-free roll. So they did that for me. It was delicious. And it did have some crisps on the side. Not too many, fortunately. I did eat them. I did not count my sins. I didn't know how to count the sins, but I really enjoyed the meal. It was scrummy. So that was very, very enjoyable. So we went in there and that was really nice. And then I think from there, from there, we then went down to the Pooh Museum. That's right. And on the way, we stopped in at Helen at Isle of Wool to gather up these smoothie hats, the little hats that somebody had left there. And I'm trying to remember desperately who it was who left them there, so that I can get, when I next go to Gordy's, I can take these for Gordy to put on the little snowmen. So that's what we did. And then we went down past there and round the corner to the department. And as I say, well, at first we thought, oh, £6, but actually £6. I thought, no, I'm going to go in. And I was so glad I did, because it was amazing. There were there were chains to pull that revealed information. So in one area you pulled the chain down and the lid lifted up and there was some information about it. It was just so fascinating. I'm going to put all my pictures. I took loads and loads of pictures, and I will put the pictures up as a reel and let you see. But they had little things on the wall about whose poo is this, and it was. And you know what? children have always, I used to teach, and children were always fascinated when you mentioned the word poo. Not that I mentioned the word poo then. I didn't talk about poo then. I've changed a lot, but it was just so fascinating. I remember a book that the children absolutely loved, and it was I think it was a mole had come up out of the ground and ended up with some poo. You know, he come up from the ground, and on the ground was some poo, and the poo had landed on his head, and they were trying to identify whose poo it was. It sounds awful. Once upon a time, never would I talk about things like that, but actually it's much more fascinating now, and it's okay. I've decided in my world it's okay to talk about poo, and actually that hold that thought, because when I get to Wednesday, talking about poo is very important. So let's hold that thought. It's to do with a campaign about bowel cancer. All right, but the Poo Museum wasn't to do with that, but it linked into what I did on Wednesday, and it was really fascinating. So anyway, on the wall they had these various displays, and it says, "Whose poo is it?" And there was a little door, and behind the door, so there was the poo, you know, in a little sealed display, and then it said, "Whose poo is it?" You had to try and guess whose poo it was, and then you had to. There was a clue. There was a clue, so you could open up the clue to see. So I think one of them said it had long ears. So I thought, oh, it must be a rabbit or a hare. I think it was actually a hare. Anyway, I don't know, but it was. You know, I actually went through all of these. It's a bit like being in the Science Museum in London with all these wonderful things to discover. So there was that was the. Oh, but before we got to the first bit about poo, there was a machine, and I videoed Kath doing it, and there was this machine where she had to whiz this wheel. I don't know what it had to do with poo. It didn't have anything to do with poo actually, and you had to whiz this wheel round and round and round, and the machine would turn a page on the book. And I just found it so funny, because it's much easier to turn the book like that than it is to go like that. You know, it was nearly a minute before the page turned. I thought you were going to take a very long time to get to end the book, but it was fun and it was fascinating. And so then the next bit was all these whose poo is it, you know, and all that sort of thing. And then we came around the corner, and there was a very ancient sort of like toilet, and lots of history, so much history about these things. And then there was an area where talking about third world countries, I think that was. I'm trying to remember, you know, and lots of information. There was a video there, and about clean water and all that sort of thing. And then as you went further around, this is where you could pull the chain, and the toilet seats opened up and gave you all sorts. Oh, I know. You had to discuss which things you could put down the toilet and which wouldn't, which would bad for the toilet. And so that was all fascinating. That has nothing to do with Winnie the Pooh. It is interesting, that it was so interesting, Heather. It really was. Anyway, so then we got further round, and there was, oh, I can't remember, in the corner. I'll have to put, when I put it out, you'll see. In the corner there was a big thing full of water, and I've forgotten what that was. I need to refresh my memory on that. But there was lots of history around lots of different things. And then it's not a huge museum, but it's fascinating, and it's got so much stuff in it. You know, just so much to learn. Every day's a school day, and just so much to learn. It was really interesting, and we were there quite a while. And then we met. There was so we were talking to Daniel, who runs the Pooh Museum, and he's so knowledgeable, just so knowledgeable. And then there was another lady there. I've forgotten what she did, but she had some sort of connection somewhere along the line. Now that's not very helpful, is it? Kath will have to remind me, because I can't quite remember that. But it was amazing, and I'm really glad that we went to see it. And it's going on tour, so it's still it's on the island, I think, for a few weeks, and then it's going to go on tour around the country. So now, you know, as I say, we had a lovely time, Kath and John and I, and then they went home. They originally were going to go home on Tuesday, but they extended their stay till Wednesday. So that's how we could end up, you know, spending time together before they went off on Wednesday. Then on Wednesday, it was the Chamber of Commerce Business Expo. Now, this time I was not encountered with a silly Billy standing at the gate saying, "You're not allowed to live stream in here." Can you believe it? Years ago, and it's somebody with a bit of an issue, maybe an issue with me. You know, I was live streaming and they weren't. He was a media guy and for the chamber, and he had an issue with me doing media. Now, I was doing it because they weren't, right? You know, if they'd been doing all that, I would just share their media out, but they weren't doing it. So, and to my mind, all those lovely people in the expo, if they had spent several hundred, £200-300 having a stand there, and somebody was willing to share their business out on live stream, how many of them were going to say no? And I don't think anybody said no to me. But this guy said, "You're not allowed to live stream here." I'd had issues with him before about me live streaming. And I said, "Oh, why is that?" He said, now don't forget, I was a school teacher and I'm used to what the naughty little boys say. Remember, I'm dealing with more than one lot on the island here, remember. So he was saying, it's in the rules. In the rules. I said, "Oh, which rules are they?" I was a member of the public coming into a public expo, and he said it's in the rules. So, you know, being a teacher and thinking out of the box, I said, "Okay, all right, you show me the rules and I'll abide by them. But while you're looking at the rules, I'm going to go and do some live streaming." And in I went and I did my live streaming, and nobody said they didn't want to live stream and they didn't want me sharing this stuff out. But he tried to pretend that it was a private exhibition. You know, banners up all over the Isle of Wight saying free exhibition, free business networking and this. And of course, it's not just business people who network. People like me network because it's good to get to know, well, I found some interesting information out about my other campaign that, you know, the campaign I'm on that I'm not going to talk about anymore. Yeah, networking is great for lots of different people. And, you know, and it's really, really interesting to find out the power of your network. You know, that was the book I was always going to write when I was running my network group. You know, the power of your network it's amazing. If you learn how to network properly, it is just incredible what you can do and how you can connect. I remember years ago, it was a chamber event then. I was a member of the Chamber of Commerce way back. And I went to this event and they talked about the 6 degrees of separation, I think it's called, isn't it? Sorry, my mind went blank. And how in 6 jumps we can get, you know, we can make connect. So what they did, they put up on a board, they put the names of some famous people. And there was a room full of us, chamber members, and in 6 jumps in the room, we could connect with every one of them. So they were famous people. Some of them were alive, some of them were dead. But it might be that I knew the gardener who knew the auntie who knew the wife of the person we were trying to get to. It's just incredible. If you've never seen it done, I mean, that was just amazing. I wish they'd live streamed that so I could actually show it being done. But it was amazing because that we connected to every one of those people in 6 jumps, you know, because it is just so amazing that, you know, I have a networking mind. My brain is wired, and you know, like that. That's one of my that's my superpower, networking. Somebody said something to me the other day. I said, "Oh, that's my superpower." You know, paperwork, all those sort of things, rubbish. Not any good at any of those. But networking is my superpower, and it's amazing how easy it is to connect people. When I ran my network group, I connected one of my members. She was a web designer, and I connected her with another web designer who connected her. I don't know how many jumps, but it wouldn't have been probably more than 6. I don't know how many jumps, but I connected her with another member who connected her with somebody, and she ended up doing some work for Jimmy Choo, the fashion designer. And I just thought that was amazing, you know, because that started with little old me. But it just proves the point that networking is so key. It's not what you know, it's who you know, and it's those amazing jumps. And I've had some networking experiences where I remember sitting in a local cafe in Ryde, and somebody had come to see me. They come. I think they'd come. Was that no? Oh, I don't know if that's the person who came specially to the island to meet me. No, I think it was somebody else. It was the same cafe though. And this person, I was networking with this person and finding out what connections they needed, what they wanted to make their business grow, or who they needed to meet, and finished the conversation. And the person I was meeting left this. I've got their details, obviously, and we were going to talk again. And the cafe tables were quite near each other, and there was somebody sitting on the next table. And that person smiled at me. When somebody smiles at me, I usually make a comment back, say something back. And anyway, a conversation ensued. And that was the next connection for the guy I'd just been talking to. He needed to meet this guy. What a shame that didn't happen while he was still in the cafe. But obviously I would have gone on to introduce them to each other, because it is that's just how so many things work. I can remember when I was chair of the Ryde Business Association, I didn't want to be chair of the Business Association. That's not a superpower of mine. It really isn't. But I only took it on because it was the association was going to fold. It has folded now. Somebody else took it on after me, and then now it's folded. But I was trying to preserve it. That's the only reason I did it. But it really wasn't my comfort. I was way out of my comfort zone. But in my head, we're a business association, so we need to network. We need to network around the town with as many people as we can. So that's what I was organising for the association. And this guy said to me very snootily, "But we're a business association. We should not be networking with the community." What an idiot! What an idiot! Who are his customers? If you don't work with the community, most people's businesses might connect with the community. How very short-sighted. How very short. I never put him wise on it. I don't know that his business probably succeeded very well, but the power of networking is amazing. It's been the power of my network and all you lovely people that helped to raise to win the 50,000 lottery funding for one of our local charities. If I hadn't networked with you lovely people, and you hadn't networked with your networks, we would never have got all the votes in to win the 50,000. The same with the getting Ryde to the most popular carnival in the country. I saw the opportunity and I appealed to you. So I used my network and you used your networks, and we all encouraged each other, and we won, and we became the most popular carnival in the country. Lots of people didn't get it. Fortunately, the people we were up against didn't see the power in it while we were doing it, because their power might have been bigger than our power, but it wasn't. So no, it's just amazing. So I never lose sight of how important it is to network. And some people might have said, "But Lynn, why are you going to the Chamber of Commerce Business Expo?" Why not? Because I know lots of people who need to connect with other people. I'm retired. I've got time to do it. And I love it if I can connect somebody and make something good happen. It's not something that I used to run it as I used to run a network group, and I'm thinking of organising that network. But it's not to make money, because that's not what I want to do. I want to help in the community. People are being stretched hard enough with all sorts of charges and things at the moment, including a stealth tax here on the island. I said I wasn't going to mention that anymore. Anyway, so I just want to help. And if I can help by connecting two people together, it works. I get a feel-good factor, but I don't do it for the feel-good factor, but it does. That's a payoff of what I do. So that's really nice. And I love it if I see them going on to succeed and, building their businesses and it working well. So I went there to chat. Actually, I went there to also promote their businesses, because I could. I didn't actually live stream in there. I would have done if I needed to, but I didn't live stream because I had so many stands to get round. It was bigger than ever this year, and there were so many. There were one, two, three, four parts of the marquee. It's grown over the years. It used to be first time it was in Cowes Yacht Haven, right over. That's quite a distance from where I live, and then it went to the Lake Hotel, the Lakeside Hotel, which is nearer to where I live. And it was good there, but then they outgrew that because more and more people wanted to be part of it. And we have a private school in Ryde that have a very large grounds. They have a large field. And of course, because it's a private school, they've already broken up. So they have the business expo there just after they break up, so that there's no children on site, so they can have us all coming in and out. And as I say, it's got bigger and better over the years, and it was amazing on Wednesday. Really good. And I took myself a picnic lunch. Now it was really hot on Wednesday, and I knew that I had to pace myself because I don't do the heat very well, but I wasn't going to miss the expo. So I didn't get a taxi. There wasn't really enough distance. I would have to pay the minimum fare on the taxi, and it wasn't that far away. Not that I'm mean or anything, but I thought, no, I can do this as long as I don't push myself too hard. So I got there soon after 10, and it was not very far walk from me. Got there just after 10. It started at 10. And I didn't leave until after it had finished at 4. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful day. Making friends with people you haven't yet met. So got lots of new friends. Lots of information on a project that we're not going to mention. That was useful. Just so many good things, and finding out how many wonderful businesses, how many wonderful charities. I mean, some of the charities I knew. Another thing that I was doing was, as you know, I help Jan with running the community kappa. It's her baby, it's not mine. But she had the brilliant idea. But we have to pay for the room, and it's £20 a week, which is not a lot. But when she and I are pensioners, that would run away with our pennies, and then buying refreshments because we want it as all inclusive. We want people to come in, not to have to pay to come in. Come and make friends and whatever their needs were. And it started really well in Ryde, and we're very pleased. But Jan felt that we weren't not going to, because we got to pay for it. She felt we couldn't do it. And I said, yes, we can, because I've done this sort of thing before. I knew that businesses sponsoring a week or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever was the way to go. And so we had some good success in the first few weeks, and then I knew that if I went to the expo, I knew that I would come away with some sponsorship for it. So I got Jan to, and we're not asking a lot, but again, it's the businesses working with the community, doing good in the community. And if a business does good in the community, other people like doing business with that business. It's just works very well. So I got Jan to print me some leaflets so that I got something to give somebody. It's all very well me spouting on at an expo where they're very busy, but they need something in their hand to take away. So Jan dropped some leaflets off to me, and she couldn't make it the first part of the day, but she joined me later. And so I went armed with my leaflets. And I think the first stand in, I had the most amazing conversation. And the guy there, he wasn't the boss, but he was so sure that they would put in. And they weren't talking 1 week. They were talking quite a few weeks. So that was amazing. And then I talked about it to a few other people. Some I sort of said, I'll leave you this leaflet. This is what's happening. And then, if you know anybody or if you yourselves want to do it, get back to us. But some of them, when you start the conversation that it's going to be a winner. And very lucky that PC Consultants have decided that they sponsor, and they sponsored quite a few weeks. So it's just nice to know that we already have several weeks, well, quite a lot of weeks. In fact, yes, Yeah, that's brilliant. So quite a few weeks from just those two people I spoke to. I did speak to more and I gave out the leaflets, but the others it'll come through in time. Some people take time to think about it. Some people don't act straight away. Some people can't act straight away because they might not be the boss on the stand. They might have to take it back to their boss. So that was amazing. It was really good, very positive. And also going back to Rob at the Star, he is very community minded. He runs quizzes on a Monday, and they're all for fundraising. He's done a lot of fundraising for the Ride Carnival, because of course Ride Carnival can only happen if the volunteers raise the funds. They have to raise all the funds, and it's all done by volunteers. But we have that going on year in and year out. Every week of the summer holidays, we have carnivals on our island. I'm not quite sure why that business that I don't want to talk about doesn't tell the world about our carnivals, but we do. Sorry. If you don't know what I'm talking about and think I'm talking in riddles, you need to send me a message. My regular viewers know exactly who and what I'm talking about. Anyway, those carnivals are marvellous. It's what a lot of people come to the island for. I know when we were children, my mum and dad loved coming to the island and made sure that we came when there were carnivals on. Mind you, it would have been difficult in the school holidays to miss it because every week has carnivals. And we're lucky enough to have an East Cows Carnival this year, which hasn't happened for years. So we've got Sandown kicking us off on the 26th. I've got to put all the dates in my diary. I haven't got them in, folks. So if you want to know, you'll have to look them up because I haven't got them yet. But I will stream where I can. I have to pace myself, and if it gets too hot, like today, like over the weekend, it's been too hot. I would love to have been at the county show, an amazing event, but it would take me 2 buses to get there, which is normally not an issue unless the temperatures are soaring like they are. And then I know that after a very short space of time, I would have got very weary. It's not on even ground. It's, on a field that's very bumpy and all that. And I just thought I would love to be there, but I know that it's not very sensible to go. So I didn't. I stayed home for 2 days, and I've got a very tidy flat, and I've done some more of Jan's cardigan knitting. Oh, let me show you. So this is the back of Jan's cardigan that you've seen. So it's the back and the fronts. It goes right round, right round like that, and then this is the sleeve, and then going up and round. So it's weird. I've never made a cardigan like this before, where you make that bit that goes up to the armholes all round in one piece, and then you knit up the arm across the top bits and round and down the other arm. I've never done a knitting like that, but it's fascinating. But I love it, and I'm loving this wool. And I'm going to get Helen at Isle of Wool to order me some of this wool, but in a different colourway. So I don't want to spoil. I don't want to spoil Jan's. Jan's ordered this one. I'm going for a different. It's called Pebbles. No, it's not. Not called Pebbles. I tell a lie. There was another one like this called Pebbles. This is King Cole Tropical Beaches, DK. So Helen hasn't got. She only had one ball of any of this in. It comes in lots of colourways. And so she told me to go on King Cole's website and choose what I want, and then she'll order it in for me. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got one. It was so hard to choose because there were so many different ones with so many different colourways. But I'm really enjoying this. It's very much straight knitting. Obviously, I was increasing coming up the armhole, but I'm now just knitting plain rows. What makes it so nice is because the wool is variegated, so it knits its own pattern. It's not being clever and deciding, oh, we'll have these stripes here and that stripes there. It's just like that. So that's amazing. I have done some other knitting. I don't know if I showed you this, because the carnivals need all this. They need to do all this fundraising. I have offered my services for. Thank you, Heather. She says it's beautiful. I've had a very productive. Yeah, Wednesday was an amazingly productive day, and I haven't even told you the half of it. But anyway, so I did tell you the other day that I'm knitting some small toys for Ride Carnival. They do it like a teddy tombola. It doesn't have to be teddy, it's just small toys. And they like to do a teddy tombola where they give a prize every time. So I just make little toys, just to make it attractive for them. And I support Ride. I live in Ride. Why wouldn't I support them? And if I can, and then I'm supporting Sandown Carnival, because I'd seen Ben, who's on the Carnival committee, and I'd seen him way back at the Riverfest earlier in the year, and said, let me know if you want me to knit anything. And he messaged me a few weeks ago and said, could I knit some sea creatures, because because they're going to have at the Sandown Regatta on the 10th of August. And I was thinking it was the 10th of July and thinking I hadn't got much time. Then I realised it was the 10th. I double checked, but it was the 10th of August. And so I've got more time. So I've been knitting some sea creatures and trying to decide which ones I want to do. So I've recently bought this book, Knitted Menagerie, and I rather love this octopus. Do you like him? Do you like that octopus? Well, let me show you. So far, I have an octopus with one tentacle. And I've done him in lilac, and he's got white sparkly. I don't know how well you can see that on the screen. And he has got a second tentacle, but I haven't sewn it up yet. So that's an octopus. But I would love to make the walrus. And what else am I going to make out of here? Let's see. Oh, I've made a lobster. I think some of you have seen the lobster. Oh, he's in a bag over the other side. So I've already made I've got to finish putting him together, the lobster. This is not all sea creatures in here. Oh, there's a whale, a blue whale. I'm not sure if I'll do the blue whale. I'm not sure how many I'm going to get done. What I do want to do, because it's any sea creatures and it could be what you like. Here, this is one I want to do. I've done it before. This is Mirabelle the mermaid. Do you like Mirabelle the mermaid? I like her, and if I make her tail in shiny wool, even better. So that's what I'm going to do. So that's Mirabelle. I've got a few patterns on here. So what else have I got there? Oh, this was the octopus I started, but it was a bit. I got to make loads and loads of bubbles, and it was going to take me ages to make all those bubbles on the tentacles. And then I found this lovely one, this nice one. So I thought I'd go with that one. But in this book, there's also a seahorse. I fancy, look, there on the back. I fancy making the seahorse. I don't know what else I've got in here. And there's a puff, of course, a puffin is, you found the puff. I have to look and think, oh, now what else do you find around the sea? I've got a little crab pattern. I've got all sorts of things. You name it, and I seem to have it. So those are the things I'm going to be doing. So that's my knitting here. Oh, I've got a rogue sock here. This rogue sock, I've got to take it with me tomorrow. Belongs to one of my granddaughters, but it ended up in my washing. Came back with me last time, but one sock, not a lot of good to me. I suppose it could be. It could be a lot of good to me, because I could make it into a puppet. But I think I'll return it to its owner, and I'll take that back with me tomorrow. So I need to put that there, remember. Right, let me show you. I got so many fun things while I was at the expo. Oops. Thursday's going to be quick because I didn't do anything on Thursday. I was so worn out that I stayed home. Just went to Slimming World on Thursday evening. That's all. Anyway, one of the first stands, after I'd managed to get some sponsorship so easily, I then went to see Adam. Adam was just across the way. Adam and I are both members of the same Slimming World group, but Adam he does caricatures. So this is me. I had my very, very fun hat on. I had a hat with, I didn't have it here. I had a hat with smileys on it. And I put it on deliberately to make people comment. They did. So many people said they loved my hat. What a great talking piece. So that was good. But he just took a few minutes to do this caricature. He was actually on a stand, a networking stand, another networking group, and he was helping to promote that stand. But of course, he was part of the networking group with his own business, and so yeah, so that was his caricature of me. So I've got my hands on the trolley. This is me pushing my trolley. But what I actually did was I videoed him while he was doing this. So I will. I don't know if I've put it up yet. I don't think I have. So I will put that up for you to be able to see on my social media. So that was early on. And now let me show you. I have a bag full of freebies. Freebies. We love freebies. Well, these were freebies. Not freebies. They call them lays, don't they? Flower lays. They've got a badge on them. And two of them have got Lifeline on them. And the other one says PC Consultants. Right. So PC Consultants and Lifeline are business owners. They know each other and they have worked together for years. I've known them for years and they've always collaborated and worked well together. So Lifeline is a security system. PC Consultants is what it says. PC, anything to do with PCs and computers. And they've been they've been very good and helpful to me over the years. Well, they decided to set up a beach. They set up a beach. Look, they had flower garlands. They had palm trees. They had, I don't think they actually had any sand on the stand, but they had deck chairs and they had various things. I said, oh, they had sunglasses. Fancy sunglasses. And I'm just trying. I don't know. I've got everything in here is in a muddle. It's going to come out any which way. So, but also on their stand, they had ice cream. Now, you know I'm on Slimming World. I went rogue. It was so hot. I thought I can't pass up a free ice cream. This is not, no excuse for passing up a free ice cream. Oh, has my... I didn't have my fan on. I thought it was on, and I wondered why it was hot. I thought perhaps the battery had died. No, it wasn't going. Is it going now? It is going. Is it going? Is it going to die? Anyway, so I had an ice cream, and I managed to spill ice cream down my t-shirt. I thought, well, somebody put a sticker on here, and somebody put another sticker on my t-shirt there, and then I just had ice cream to show that I'd had a free ice cream. I didn't do it deliberately, but I was a mucky pup. So yes, so they had, I don't know how many ice creams they'd given out. They had a whole cabinet of ice creams, and it was just lovely. What a super idea on a day like it was. I don't know that they'd predicted how hot it was going to be before they decided to bring ice creams to the event, but anyway, it was good. So so that was nice. So ice creams I had, but let's delve in. So this is the program. Isle of Wight Chamber Business Expo 2025. The Isle of Wight Chamber, the chairman, I think, is he called the chairman? Yes, I think it's the chairman. He's standing down, and we have a new person in charge. Chief executive, that's what it's called. So Stephen Holbrook is standing down, and Carl, I met Carl, he's stepping up into that role. White Fibre sponsored the event. White Fibre have been very good to me. They've helped me to keep going and live streaming. They've helped me with my technology. Very, very generous and very, very kind they have been. So that's John Irvine, and I met him and we had a conversation. I'm also a White Fibre customer. It took me a while to be a customer, not because I didn't want to, but because it's coming in, not through the, they had, well, however it comes into the house. I couldn't get it into the house because, oh, that's right, because it comes in through cables, doesn't it? And they had no cables on my estate. They had white fibre further down the road. They didn't have it to my estate. I wanted white fibre. They kept advertising to us, and I said, don't advertise to me if you can't give me white fibre. Anyway, eventually we managed. First of all, I got white fibre, but I got it through my phone line. Is that right, or whatever? I know they had an issue getting it to me in the first place, and then they managed, and they said, Lynn, we can get it to you now. So I was very pleased because I'm happy with white fibre, and I got a very good deal. So anyway, this is the brochure. There's all the businesses that I think I met nearly everyone. I'm going to find one or two here that I didn't meet. But what I normally do is go around these exhibitions and go from one stand to the next, but realise that sometimes I lose a lot of time because if I'm moving from one to the next one and there's people already talking here, I have to wait to chat. So what I did, I zoomed round to anywhere where there wasn't anybody talking and did all those stores and then came back to the ones I missed. I think I still missed one or two, but I tasted tomatoes. I've been given free sweets, but I'm not going to have them. I'm going to take them to my grandchildren because I did go rogue on the ice cream. And I did go rogue on the meals. But you know what? Today, it's funny. I've gone rogue this last week. And although my weight went up a bit on Thursday when I weighed in, it's gone down again. Sometimes the more rogue I get. I'm not saying that I must stay off plan at all. That's not okay. You know, I'm not doing that. But it is what it is. Anyway, look, that's how many stands. They had all those stands. That was a floor plan. And then outside they had Ryde Town Council. They got deck chairs and beach equipment because that's what they provide. So they had that all outside the marquee. And White Fibre had their own huge vehicle. And there were some power boats out there, I think. I actually didn't go around all the stuff outside. I think I looked first. I think I missed one or two bits there, but most of my time was spent in the big marquee. And so it was amazing. So let me delve in. Isle of Wight tomatoes. Oh, yes, we did taste the tomato. Isle of Wight tomatoes are so delicious. They really are delicious. And they go all over the country, tomatoes. But they've grown just down here, just not far from me. Oh, near in Arrington, I think they are. Anyway, let's show you who was there. Hose Rhodes Dixon were there, and I've got a nice green bag, and that's an estate agent, Hose Rhodes Dixon. And then what have we got here? We have Glanville Damant Legal Services, and I've got lots of bags. I am actually now the bag lady, big time. So this is actually my solicitors who did my will. Yes, I have done my will. Have you all done your wills? I hope you have, because if you don't, it will leave a muddle for somebody else. Trust me, I know what it's like even when somebody has left a will and it's all muddly. But if you haven't, it'll be even more muddly. So that's another bag. And we have another bag. I told you I'm the bag lady. So this one is, Cherry Godfrey. And I am a client of Cherry Godfrey. I have my house insurance with them. But this one's got lots of bits in it. I don't know that they were all from Cherry Godfrey. Let me take them out. I've got some amazing things here. Oh, I think they might have been. Wait a minute. Oh, no, they've got other things in here. So I'll tell you what I did get loads of. I got loads of these from different stands. I got these. These are the things that go in the trolleys. You know, normally you have to put a £1 coin in the trolley to get a trolley out. But if you have one of these coins, these key rings, you can use these. My daughter's always losing hers. Well, not always, but sometimes. Hello, Enzo. So I got loads of them. Lots of different stands had them. Oh, Glanville Damant, I had one of those. Look, lots of them decided to give those away. I got some sweeties. I don't know who gave me the sweeties, but they are going to my kiddies. I've got a business card here from Matt Hall, the Youth Trust. What's this one? What have I got here? Let's see. I don't know what this is. It's a little white box. Oh, yes. I got a tape measure. Look, I got a tape measure. So lucky. This is from our RPL Construction. So, what else? Oh no. So that's the Cherry Godfrey bag. And then I got some pens. I don't know. That was Glanville's, and that I think that one was Vision Accounting. So that was another stand. Vision Accounting. Let's see what else we've got in the bag. My dad used to say, "It's in the bag, Jackson." It's a very neat, useful thing. Absolutely. I've got loads of leaflets here. So that's how to take part. This is Green Isle of Wight. So all these things I've got to read. What's this? Let's work together per temps. What is this? HTP College. All sorts of things to read. One system, every possibility. WRS. We do POS differently. A fully connected platform that adapts you to your business. Scalable, seamless, and supported by real people. No friction, just one system built for what's next. And then, oh, look, I got a little notebook. I do like things like this. Very useful things. Look. So there's a little notebook. And it's got one of those things on there. And it's got some little Post-its. And it's got pages, lots of pages on a spiral back. And it's got a pen. Whoa, that's very, very useful. Very useful indeed. And then I've got... Hang on. Oh my goodness. I got some sweeties. I've got a mug, Smart Training and Recruitment, right? I've got a mug, and that's a nice one. Yes, it was. The book was lovely. So there's sweeties in here. Again, these will go to my grandchildren, but I got another mug. And I got a stress ball. I'm not stressed, but I got a stress ball. So let's have that. Let's put that down there. But I didn't get one stress ball. I got 2 stress balls, but I'm stressed because I don't know where the other one is. We'll find it in a minute. I got a black one and a pink one. Oh, look, more sweeties. The grandchildren are going to do very well from Granny. Oh, and another token for the shopping trolley. That's Glanville Demon again. And this is a mug from Cherry Godfrey. So 2 mugs, but there's more. Look, Powered Now. Oh, this was the business. This was the business that were the first ones who said they would sponsor the Community Cuppa, which is the group that Jan and I run on a Friday morning. Jan's idea, I just help. And we run it on a Friday morning. And lots of lovely people come in and join us and have cups of tea, come chat, come play games, or just can chat, just have coffee if they want. That's all. That's another bag. Get another bag. Oh my goodness, and another bag. I told you I was a bag lady. This is the Isle of Wight College. Your future starts here. And we have a very good college on the Isle of Wight. My son went to that college and trained as a chef and ended up serving the Queen and other various dignitaries. So that was very good. Right, what else have we got? Powered Now, that's for me to learn all about the business that was the one that said they would sponsor. And another notebook. This is a notebook from Southampton Solent University. So there you are, lots of notes. I can take lots of notes in that. And, I should have had these on right at the beginning. Look, I got some sunglasses. I didn't get from the stand that was doing the beach. I don't forget I had my lovely hat on. It's one of those bucket hats that's like, it's black with yellow smileys all over it, and it does make people smile. And so many people said, I do like your hat, which is the reason I wore it, partly because it was sunny and I needed to keep the sun off my head while I walked there. Everything was inside under the marquee, so we weren't out in the sun. And they had some amazing air cooling going on in the marquee. And at one point, I just came round the corner, and I was just trying to get to another stand, and my hat nearly blew off because the air conditioning, the air cooling system was so strong. It was a bit like when I was at Mardi Gras last week when it was just very windy and I nearly lost my head boppers. This time I did lose my hat actually. It blew away. It blew away while I was there, but that was fun. So, one thing I haven't got here is a plant. And so one of the stands, I'd noticed in their publicity on their social media that instead of giving away cups and mugs and all these other things that other people do, they decided to give away plants. I think, I don't know. Oh, I can't see now because I've got sunglasses on. I don't know whether I can find them in here and see. But it was Nosy. They are a media company, and I think they didn't want to give a lot of plastic stuff out, and they just had plants all over their stand. And I was one of the first ones there, and I said, "Oh, can I have that one? But can you keep it for me?" And I thought, I suppose they might. I hope they remember at the end of the day. Well, they did, because at the end of the day, when all the plants had gone except mine, they came and found me and bought me my life. It's a big. I think it's a begonia. It's a big one. At the minute, it's in my bathroom. I need to repot it because it's in a very small pot, and I left it there. I don't think bringing it in here would have done it much good. So anyway, so that was Nosy Design. Oh, I'm going to have to take the sunglasses off. So these sunglasses I got at the first stand. I had loads and loads of yellow sunglasses. So, I am more things to go in my dressing up box. How did they know? But it says Powered Now. That's the company. Powered Now. Oh, there's my pink stress ball. Look, that I could have. Look, I could do some juggling with my stress balls, but I won't because I probably get stressed and drop them on the floor. But so Southampton Solent it says on that one, and on this one it says Vision Accounting. There we are, two different promotions there. Now, and another mug. A girl can never have too many mugs. And what have I got in here? Oh, what are these? Oh, I think these are armbands. Smart training and recruitment. Yes, I've got some armbands, wristbands in there. Smart. So that's 3 mugs so far. Oh, and some more sunglasses. Well, not sunglasses, look. And you know what? This reminds me, somewhere, and I need to do more tidying in the bedroom, I have some amazing flamingo sunglasses. These are flamingo sunglasses, but these are just cardboard ones, which I love, and I got from the beach stand. But I wonder where my pretty flamingo glasses have gone. I'll have to find them. So anyway, there we go. More sunglasses. More sweeties. Oh, look what I got in there. Fizzers. And I think Parma Violets, I think. Are they? Yes, Parma Violets. Oh, gosh. Haven't had those for a long time. Oh, and another bag. Another bag. This one is from Vision Financial. That's it. So that was the stress ball came from them. There we go. Financial. And that's a purple bag. I am really the bag lady. And look. I don't know whether this was a sunshade or for the rain, but look, I got a free umbrella. How lucky am I? What's that thing hanging on there? Maybe it's an umbrella case. I don't know what that is. But this is an umbrella. I'm not going to open it up. It's supposed to be unlucky if you open them up inside. Free umbrella. Don't get a lot for free, but if you go to the Chamber of Commerce, you get amazing things for free. I did not get the free biscuit. Mind you, I don't think I would have taken it if I'd seen them, but I missed the stand. I saw one of them on somebody else's stand, but I missed the stand that had the biscuits that were like spanners and hammers, because obviously it was that sort of business. It was amazing what they had. Oh, but look, I did get myself a white fibre van. Look. Trouble is, I don't have any. Well, maybe my little granddaughters might like that. Look, or maybe I'll just put it up because white fibre have been very good in helping and Oh, The door's open. But White Fibre have been amazing in helping the Go Live Granny to go live. When my camera broke down, they were very supportive and helpful, and very grateful to them. So look, they gave some really good prizes, don't they? Presents. I wonder how many other people got one of those. I don't think there were many of those to give out, but there, I don't forget, I was there early. So at the beginning, more sweeties, but I'm going to be very good and I'm not going to eat these. I'm going to give them to the children. Oh, and another little notebook, Ireland Catering Equipment Sales and Services. Look, a nice little pink book here. Oh, and some more post-it notes. I do love these little post-it notes. These are really good. When I'm knitting and I need to remember where I am in the pattern, if it's a paper pattern, I mean, sometimes I put them on my phone if I'm traveling, but if it's a paper pattern, so I can remember, see where I am in the pattern, I just stick one of these little pointers where I am on the pattern so I can not lose my place. So look, I can make notes and I can use sticky notes. And it's got a lovely pen. I am so lucky. Lucky. Oh, and this is little bucket of sweets. And this is Simplex. Simplex Accounting. That's another accounting firm. Talk amongst yourself if you're getting bored of that. But, oh, look at this. This is a biscuit. A biscuit for a biscuit. Look. It says Mountbatten on it. Mountbatten, Isle of Wight. Well, if you've been listening to any of the previous broadcasts, I will have talked about Mountbatten in the past. Mountbatten is our hospice, an amazing hospice. Beautifully bright all over. Sunflowers are the theme. It's all bright and yellows and sunflowers all over the place. And that is a sunflower biscuit. But I am not going to risk it for a biscuit. I'm going to give that to one member of my family. Maybe my son-in-law might get that, because my daughter might say, oh no, I'm on Slimming World. So anyway, I would put it in my luggage and take it with me. Maybe I'll bribe somebody to make sure I get on the right train with a biscuit. Who knows? Oh, and look, I got myself a little duck. Now in my bathroom, I've got a lovely purple duck that a member of my community sent me once. So I'm going to put this, in fact, I already took a picture of this one with the purple one. Oh, excuse me, folks, sorry. So this is Fortis Energy, and they had a link post on their LinkedIn today. I think it's today. And one of their team had taken one of these back and had got it on an armchair in their office. So Fortis Energy. And so I put this next to my big purple duck that a member of my community gave me in my bathroom and said, look, my big duck's got a little friend, or had a baby, I think it said. And in fact, when I was sorting out some things over here earlier, I found I've got an even smaller one. So I'll put them all together now, and it's a little family, a little yellow one, a middle-sized white one, and a big purple one. There we go. Right, so let's put that there. Oh, and I have, this one. Yes, this was a lovely stuff. This is a key ring. And this, I've forgotten what they called. What did he call himself? No, that's not it. St. John's is St. John's Photography, right? No, not St. John's. S.J. Jones Photography was there. That's not this. This, they haven't got their name on here. This is a men's organisation, and it's a guy who had himself had mental health issues and now set up a group for men. And I think they walk and talk. And do various things. I need to gen up on it much more. It's such a very important and powerful thing. So I think that came from there, but I need to find the name of that group. And what is it? Oh, yes. Yeah, I could have done with these a few weeks ago, because this is a UBS, what do you call it? The UBS stick, the stick that you put your information on. You know, like the hard drive. When I was downloading all those live streams, I got my daughter to go out and buy three whatever those little sticks that you put your information on, and she bought 3, and they got clogged up very, very quickly. So no, it's not. That's not. I think this is a power bank. Wait a minute, it's a power bank, isn't it? Yes, it must be. It's a power bank because it's got a little. Oh no, wait, I don't know. Is it? Is it a power bank? Let's see. I don't know what I got. Let's have a look. Volt power. Yes, it's a power bank. It's a power bank because it's got a little charger. So I'll be carrying so many power banks around. How many of you have had more than one power bank given to you this week? What a lucky girl I am. Right, better put that back. Wait a minute. Let's put the instructions back. Let's put the lead back because that's an issue I had. Oh, I wonder if that lead will fit the other power bank. Let's have a look. Because I seem to have lost the one. Oh no, it's not this one. Oh, wait a minute. I seem to have lost a couple of my leads. They might. Oh, that might go in there. No, I don't know. I seem to have lost a lead for a couple of my power banks, but I will sort it out. I will find them. So that's a power bank. I can't remember who gave that to me either. It's not got. Has it got anything on the side? Yes, it has. Oh, RPL. Oh, wow. That's the same people that gave me the tape measure. They were very good gifts, weren't they? You can always use a power bank. You certainly can, especially the amount of power I use. My goodness, I've got a pink pencil, I've got a pink pen, I've got a black and white one. This is Isle of Wight Construction Training Group. What's this one? Lifeline. Oh, that's the people who had the beach scene. What's this one? Vision Accounting. These are really nice pens. Actually, those two look like they came from the same place, but they're different companies. Right. And there's more, folks. And there's more. So there's lots of leaflets, which I shall look at in due course. I've got myself a little ruler. Look, a little ruler from Lloyd's Bank. What else? Eldridge's Solicitors. Oh, Eldridge's Solicitors gave me this lovely bag that I've got all my goodies in. I put them all inside one bag. And then I've got two water bottles. Look, and these are brilliant because when you're not using them, you can tuck them away in a drawer. But then you fill them up, and you've got them. You know, you've got a hook on there, and you fill them up. They're good for travelling. I could fill those up, put them in the freezer, couldn't I? And then take them with me tomorrow. They're smart training. Smart folk. Oh, look. I have got another stress ball. Oh, that makes sense now. I knew I got 2 stress balls from the same stand. And of course I had another stress ball. So it didn't make any sense when one said Southampton Solent and one said Vision Accounting. But that's a Vision Accounting and that's Vision Accounting and that's Southampton Solent. Oh, I'm all right now if I get mega stressed, aren't I? I don't feel mega stressed. I might tomorrow with the shenanigans. And now I have a scented candle from the Observer. And this is, you can't smell it, but this is lavender. I had to have lavender, didn't I, because of the purple association. Anyway, I got this scented candle because I managed to match. I was playing a game, and it was on a tablet, and it was a game of pairs, and you had to touch the things on the screen, you know, the boxes on the screen, and you had to do the matching pairs. It wasn't matching pairs. It was a picture and something that went with it, you know. yeah, so they weren't exactly the same. Two things the same. They were things that were associated with each other. Lavender is a calming scent. It is, isn't it? So that's good. Oh my goodness, all these things. We're not at the bottom yet. And oh, she gave me 3 water bottles. I thought she gave me 2. What else have I got in here? So I've got a business card from Smart Training. I've got, oh look, I've got a little helicopter pin badge. Look, the Isle of Wight Air Ambulance. Oh, I don't know if you can see that because of the shine. Let's take it out the packet. Can we get it out the packet? Look, oh, it's still shining. I thought it was because it. Oh, I don't know if you can see. So this is the air ambulance. We are raising. They're raising a lot of funds at the moment because they've moved where the air ambulance is based, because it's Isle of Wight and Hampshire Air Ambulance, or Hampshire and the Isle of Wight. I don't know which way around. Oh, Hampshire and the Isle of Wight, and it was taking longer to get to the Isle of Wight from where they were based. So they've moved their base right down nearer to the Isle of Wight so that any emergency, they can be on the island in about 7 minutes, I think, from their new base, which is amazing. But obviously they need to raise lots of funds to make that happen. It's in progress. Now this, what is this? I think, what have I got here? Oh, I think this is one of those sticks that you put. Yes, this is one of those sticks. USB sticks, is that what they call them? That you put your information on. That is one of those. And this is from Smart Training. Smart Training gave me quite a few goodies. I'm getting so hot, folks. I'm going to have to take this off. Oh, too hot. Too hot. My fan stopped. Well, that's not very good. I demand a refund. It stopped. It hasn't worked that well. It's not, oh. No. No, it's not good. I'm not impressed. I haven't had it 5 minutes and it doesn't work very well. Right. And in the bottom, I have got another USB stick. I have got some more shopping trolley tags. My daughter will be fine now because if she loses one, she'll find another one. So I've got one from the Southampton Solent University. I'm not quite sure who this one is from because it's got a symbol, not a picture. So it doesn't tell me who it's got a picture, not a name. So I don't know. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pens. 8 pens from different places. Per temps. Who's that? WRS. Oh, this one I love, but I forgot who gave it to me. It was one of the medical people. Look, it's a pen, but it's like a syringe. Isn't that funny? Look. I don't know if you can see. Can you see against my background? Look, it's a pen that's a syringe. Oh, you can see it. So that's it. Oh, all these different things. Good Oaks, quality care at home. Yes, they were care people doing in the care system. Right, what is this one? Per temps, I told you. What else have I got here? Smart Training and Recruitment. Gosh, they gave me so much. Smart. I think I was there at their stand at the end of the day and they had a lot left. So they and another smart one. And another smart one. Oh, she's filled me up with all her pens. What else have I got? I got some sweeties. I'm nearly at the end, folks. I got another trolley disc and sweeties. I think that's about it. What a lot I got, didn't I, folks? And there's another USB stick and a little pack of post-it notes. Wasn't I lucky? And this one, this, I'm trying to remember what this group was called. Let me have a think. I don't know. It was a men's group. Let's see if I can see it, what that meant. You are, hang on. You're well stocked with pens. The syringe pen is fun. It certainly is, isn't it, Heather? So just let me see if I can just find the name of that business, because I want to just tell you if I can see it. There are some of the people I haven't talked. Oh, the Isle of Wight Donkey Sanctuary with their Island Echo, all sorts of different businesses that I haven't even mentioned. There were so many. I think there were 77 stands. Oh, Mindset Bros. Mindset Bros. That was the guys' group where they go walking. The men go walking together, and that's it. And then outside stands, they had White Fibre, Snow's BMW and Mini, Ride Town Council, and Dino Rod. That's right, Dino Rod were outside there. And then just lots of other things. Meridian 3 Design and Print. I don't think I mentioned. There are lots and lots of stands. So many. Nosy was the company. It says, so they're the ones who gave me the plant. Nosy is a purpose-driven creative agency that helps clients define their message, build a strong brand, and amplify reach. We prioritize working with purpose-driven organizations who positively impact the planet and society. Will you join us in influencing positive change? And they're the ones that gave away plants. That's all they had on their stand, just plants. But the plants did have one of their business cards attached to it. But it's in my bathroom, so I will take a picture and put it up so you can see how beautiful the plant is. But that was amazing. So, and what was even more amazing, at the end of the day, I said to Nicola, who was on the PC consultant stand, oh, I'm going to go and ring a taxi now. Although I didn't get a taxi there, I was so tired that I thought I'm going to get a taxi home, because I couldn't get a bus, because I could get a bus opposite, but the bus then goes past where I need to go, the bus to another bus stop, and then I have to walk back. So there was no point in getting the bus. So I said, I said to myself, I'm going to get a taxi. Went to use the facilities, and somebody spoke to me while I was in there, but I couldn't see who it was because that person was using the facility as well. And then it was somebody who obviously knew it was me. And I said, oh, I'm going to get the taxi. And she said, oh, I'll give you a lift, but you'll have to wait for me to break down the stand. Well, I didn't mind that at all, because I found a shady spot and had my lunch, because I hadn't had my lunch because I've been so busy networking all the way around. I did stop and have a coffee at one spot, and I had the ice cream, but I was networking all the time, so I didn't stop for lunch. So I had some of my lunch while I was sitting in the shade waiting for lovely Nicola to give me a lift home. That was so kind, absolutely so kind. And I think she was going in the opposite direction to where she lived, but I don't live very far from where the school was, so it was okay. So that was fine. And then I went home. So I got home, the thing finished at 4. I got home about 5:10. And then I rang a taxi straight away, because I was going out to dinner, but what I could have done was go down into town with my trolley and go to my friend's house for dinner. But my friend lives upstairs above the shops, and then I got Navy Nora, and I wasn't sure if I had to get Navy Nora up the stairs. So I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go home, chill out, book a taxi, get the taxi down to Union Street, and get a taxi home. So I didn't need my walker. So that's what I did. I had a lovely lunch, a lovely evening meal with my friend, and her partner came in after I got there. He came back from work. Lovely time there. And then Thursday, I chilled out and did very little. Very little. It was too hot. I was sitting around. I did some knitting. And then I did go to Slimming World. And then I had a little gain, but not so much of a gain that I thought I would have, because I'd been rogue eating out, hadn't I? But now, as I say, my weight's gone down again. So maybe this week I'm heading towards the 4 stone loss. But I don't know that I'm going to get it this week. It might be 2 or 3 weeks before I get it, but I'm getting there. So I'm quite pleased with that. And got rid of, thrown some more stuff out of my wardrobe. You know, I found some old clothes lurking there that don't fit me anymore. So they're on the way out. So that was Thursday. And Friday, I went with Jan to the community cuppa. Didn't have a huge number there this week, but I know one or two people who've been before are poorly, and I know that the heat might have stopped some people coming, so it doesn't matter. But what was great was when we got in there were huge fans. They were amazing, the fans there, so that was really good, and very happy to keep cool. And then I was lucky that Jan gave me a lift home, and I just chilled out all day Friday, rest of Friday. I chilled out all day Saturday, and I've chilled out all day Sunday, and now just broadcasting to you. But I think that, you know, bearing in mind I've just gone over the 3 hours mark, I think I need to stop and go to bed, because I have a challenging day tomorrow. Heather's saying what a blessed kindness it was so nice. And you know, the last time I saw Nicola, who gave me the lift, was at the expo last year. So I said we must meet sooner than another year. But she was just so kind. It was just so lovely. I do find, particularly living on the Isle of Wight, you know, I find that there's such kindness. I mean, you know, I obviously don't have the experience of elsewhere, but I did, you know, when I used to live in London. I didn't come across such kindness as I come across on the island. We do have we're in a bit of a time warp, and people do have more time for each other. You know, we do have some people that are not so pleasant, but we have some lovely people here, and I really love it. You know, and if I wasn't here, I think I'd miss it. But anyway, I'm not planning on going anywhere anytime soon, other than to my daughter's tomorrow, and maybe to go and see the boys at some stage soon. But anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you. I can feel my eyelids dropping. And I need to get ready for tomorrow. I need to clear up all these things I've just shown you and put them all back in the bag. No, not the sweets. I need to put the sweets in my bag, in my luggage. Need to do some packing. Not much, because I'm only going for a few days, but need to get organised. And then in the morning, I will try and message and see if I can change my ticket to go from Ryde Pierhead and see, in which case I would have to change the taxi as well, because it would take me to the wrong place. Okay, folks, thank you so much for joining me. If you've been here on the live, you've been very, very welcome. If you're coming in on the live, no, if you're watching on the replay, you are equally important. But do drop a message in the comments, and then I can acknowledge the fact that you've been. And Heather's saying, have a sweet, peaceful sleep, and safe travels tomorrow. Thank you so much, Heather. Thank you, everybody else who's come in and joined us. And see you all again soon. Bye.